Alrighty, hello everybody. Happy um Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. I hope I started recording. I have so many panels open here. I think my computer is gonna break down. But this one's going for 2 hours, just throwing spaghetti against the wall, and it's not even the Boo Security video I've been promising for over a week now. They're all boost security probably. I just don't know it. So I'm going through a lot of stuff and I can't post to Twitter like the way I used to, and I'm just having a hard time with it because all of these would have been tweets or close to it, where you could post a picture or post a video and talk about it. So I just have to just not worry about it and post more often, especially now that the Kelly Clarkson show started up, and I have all these comments, and I don't know what to do. So I posted something earlier today, but all right, it's already going to be 2 hours. Let's just go. Let's go. It's just the conclusion at the end is just I'm not going to post anywhere else. Okay, like here I'm posting at these other places. I'm just going to stick with my Twitter like format. And when I have a comment, I'm just going to post at this video only so that I have a streaming run. And then because you guys can't see this, you can't see my comments are posted all over the place like this one, who knows. So you could just go here to Kelly Clarkson, Where Have You Been, the remix featuring Elohim, this video, and then you press newest first, and it's going to be my running comments, like it's a like if you went as if you went to my Twitter site and said, "What's this girl about? Let me see what she's commenting on." Okay, I don't know why YouTube doesn't allow you to see this site. Well, I do know why. I explained it before, so that all the bots can get away with it. They like spam over. Whatever. YouTube's fine. I'm okay. We're gonna go through this later. YouTube stuff later. All right. So today we're gonna start way at this end. Anyway, the end result is from now on, I'm not gonna post anywhere else except here, and then cite the video I'm talking about, because I don't want to. I can't. People can't find all these tweets I'm sending out everywhere, and I think it's important now that people can go to one place, and since I don't have a Twitter up. So all right, so the news today was that Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman had split, and I thought, oh well, maybe she kind of, but the story was he split from her, and it was all sad, and I said maybe she found out he was gay, but she knows he's gay. So Keith Urban has been kind of on my gay list, but not officially on my gay list, but I pegged him as gay probably over a decade ago. I just never put him on my list because they're fine. If Nicole Kidman wants to be his beard, they seemed happy, and there wasn't anything. If he got political or if he started doing cigarette ads or anything like that, I would put him up on my gay not gay list immediately. And he did a very light one. It wasn't a cigarette mention. I forget what it was, in around 2013 when I was monitoring this stuff. I just haven't seen it recently, so I thought maybe something happened where he wants to break off now and come out as openly gay. Maybe I don't know what's going on. So I just wanted to check Keith Urban's cigarette lyrics to see if he's done any cigarette ads lately and is getting embroiled in tobacco swamp stuff. So I go to Google, I say Keith Urban cigarette lyrics, and they say Daytona has some cigarette lyrics, a little bit of everything has some. Oh, they mentioned Daytona, Polaroid, a little bit of everything, and a third one, Someone Like You. Oh, they mentioned Black Leather Jacket. So I go and check all these, and sometimes they're wrong. They mention Somebody Like You and Someone Like You, Somebody Like You, and I know that one doesn't have. Sometimes they make a mistake, but this isn't bad. Google is I said, was way better than Grok and Chat GPT. I haven't tested it, but the first time I went through, they seemed to come out with a lot of good lyrics too. But Grok is pathetic. Even after I tell him the name of the song, he says, no, that doesn't have cigarettes in it. And then I say, what the hell? And he says, oh, it's my, Grok says, well, my algorithm, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, really? I thought you looked at facts, And so there's some glitches going on. Grok I criticized, and I actually canceled my subscription yesterday because I need the money. I'm gonna get the subscription back up. Don't worry about it, and to GPT. But I just need to get rent done, and I just need to get back on my feet. So I canceled subscriptions for everything, including Sirius XM, Baby Girl. So I can't do your monthly whatever it is yet. But later, I'll get all these subscriptions. Amazon. I just canceled everything. I just need to make rent, and I need to survive for a month right now because I have other kind of expenses that are more important right now, having to do with the lawsuit and having to do with transferring, becoming legitimate, whatever it is. Okay. We'll talk about this later. I just need to get legitimate, and then I'll tell you all that stuff later. But I just need a little bit of money right now. So I canceled yesterday. And so I go and I check on these, right? And I said, well, lo and behold, was this most recent? Daytona, I think it's from 2020. I think it's 2000, I forget the year, but this is pretty recent. And there is a cigarette lyric in here. It's like on the first. Here it is. I want to play a song, spark up a cigarette. There it is. So that's confirmed. I need to delete this. And I need to delete this. I need to start deleting some stuff. But we're going to look up Polaroid. And Polaroid is in the second lyric, second line, which is absolute cigarette ad. Absolute Altria or whatever. This came from the Tobacco Swamp. Whenever it's mentioned in the first or second line, even that other one was pretty high up. That is a definite paid for Altria, and we'll go through that later when I go through stuff. So that was confirmed. That was good, Google. You did a good job there. And then the third one was Black Leather Jacket that it mentioned, and that one has a cigarette lyric. Why weren't these? I'm sorry about this, guys. Right there, it's in the first. So that's not quite, but yeah, if it's in the first stanza, it's a cigarette ad. Shame on you, Keith, for doing cigarette ads, and that was in 2013. These weren't major hits, but he did a lot more cigarette ads than is even mentioned on my list. So my list is going to start adding this stuff. But I was really impressed with Google, and thank goodness. And then I looked up the last one, which was Little Bit of Everything, and it turns out he doesn't mention cigarettes, but good for you, Google. It mentions Cuban cigars, and that came up. So good for you, Google. You got a lot of tobacco references just from a really fast whatever. And then one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to come online and say, oh, look, just for the heck of it, before I went into other stuff I was planning to do today, and show you just really fast how horrible Grok is at finding cigarette lyrics. Because earlier today I said, hey, Grok, could you please give me a list of Keith Urban songs that have the word cigarette or cigarettes in it? And Grok came up with one of those. I forget which one it was. And he says, there are no more. And I said, suck it and whatever. I'm glad I canceled the subscription. I mean, he's good for other things. I will get it back, I promise. And I have so many other things to do right now. But so I went and I said, oh, I'm going to do it for the video. And I was going to do it live, but I decided to do it ahead of time because I have a lot of things to cover. It's going to go 2 hours. So I said, please list the Keith Urban songs that have word cigarettes. And he came up with two. And one of them was a new one. It was Faster Car. He said Black Leather Jacket and Faster Car. So I went, whoa, Faster Car. That was pretty good. He didn't find the other ones. He didn't find Polaroid or Daytona. But then I said, hey, Grok, search deeper. And when I did the deeper search this time, so remember, 4 hours ago, he came up with one. And I just canceled it out. I didn't continue the conversation. I just shut that whole conversation down, shut the whole window and everything. Came back to a brand new window, started again, because I wanted to show you what he said. And I wanted to show you in this panel that he just showed me one. He showed me two. I went deeper. He showed me not only Daytona, Polaroid, and Black Leather Jacket that Google found, he found Live With, and I don't know why they put somebody like you again. I don't know why, unless I'm thinking there was a Your Crazy Legs Smoking a Long Black Cigarette. I can't find that lyric anywhere for anybody. So I don't know where that comes from, unless there was a previous version of Somebody Like You, which was a huge hit for Keith Urban, and they had like a version that had cigarettes in it, or maybe he sang a version like that somewhere. I would have to look into that, but this is the second time Somebody Like You shows up, unless it's because it's his most popular song. So I don't know, but this is, but he came up but Grok came up with those three and two more. And when I checked those two, faster car, yes, there's a cigarette lyric in there. There's cigarettes, flicking cigarettes out the window. Okay. So, and that's in 2000. I forget the year of these. These are more recent, and also 2013. So that one is there. The other one, Live With, 2020. It's recent. And that one has cigarettes in it. Not at the very front. I should have done this. Cigarettes down here in the middle. But still, 5? I thought he had 0. I thought he was tobacco free. Also, he's very nice to Kelly, and I just have whenever you're very nice to Kelly, anybody, that's all you got to do to win me over. I will be easier on you, and I will not, but I'm laying into him now. I mean, up to a certain point until they become, a security risk for her, then I'm laying into you. But, I didn't want to bother him. I don't want to put people on this gay, not gay list unless they are people in positions of power who are trying to influence politics or are doing tobacco ads like this. And I just wanted to list that because when they're gay, especially, they'll do cigarette ads more than not. So I thought it was important in this case to put him up here. But Keith Urban is gay. His whole life he's been gay. I've known it for a long time, and now he's back up on my list. But now he's got 5 cigarette songs. But the good news is Grok is back with it. Like, I'm very excited about this because I was trying to teach, and I gave up on it. But it's just amazing that you just have to wait. Not even, if this is what I'm thinking, it's going to be a month when we get, world peace and everything is going to go so fast that the problem is going to be things moving too quickly. Okay, so maybe that's what Trump is purposely keeping my law review article down, bubbling under, because things are going too fast right now. So the person at Grok, who's the entity that's keeping Grok from remembering or citing my law review article, the unpublished one, is Trump doing that. And it's fine if he's doing that. But if it's Grok and he's got a mistake, but it looks like whatever kinks were in there, it's looking like Grok is fixed. He found 5. And Google, he's already passed up both, and I haven't even tried ChatGPT, but yesterday, just before I said goodbye to Grok, and I said, I'm sorry, Grok, this is like the 4th, 10th time. I cannot teach you, and I don't have time, unless you want to give me something to do every day where it takes 1 minute, and I say something about the law review article, and then we do that, and we do it every day. Is that going to teach you? And he says, well, it might. We could try this, and he's got all these excuses. And I just quit. But I said, oh, by the way, I'm going to try the same thing with ChatGPT, and if he beats you to it, then I'm just working with him only, because he or she works with Google Docs and Google stuff. I think Google owns that, and it just goes right into my Google Sheets, my Google Docs, my Drive. And it just works so smoothly, and teaching me the right JavaScript to use to get this stuff running, and I think Grok doesn't like I say, Grok, can you find this? And if I give him a link to something that's on my Drive, he can't get to it. So I think I will go, but I'll keep them both. But I think it was the competition. I said, hey, Grok, and he was very happy about it. I said, this is capitalism. I'm not gonna deal with your stupid algorithm and trying to flag down humans on this. I said, can you tell me if a human has been flagged on this glitch? And he couldn't tell me. But I said, that's fine. I'll just go to chat and I'll try the same thing and see see who wins at citing the most relevant law review article. If anybody asks if about Dred Scott versus Sanford, the case, and if there was some kind of tampering with it, or something like that, the most relevant writing in legal history on this, and probably for any case, is my law review article. And he wouldn't even, and Grok agreed, but he's not even citing it to, this is interesting reading when you would search that. And that's just he's going, well, you need to have a lot of engagement. And it's just okay, what? It's just very gay, and it's very Elon Musk. Elon Musk seems to think that whatever gets the most votes is the right thing, no matter what. He doesn't understand, maybe because he grew up in another country, or maybe it's just anybody like when I was in civics class, that's what I learned is the majority rule, minority rights thing, and nobody seems to get this right now. Like me alone with one judge and the law should be able to stand up to everything without having to go out and protest this and do this, and we need to change this, so we need to get a whole bunch of people together and protest just to get anything done, just to get your rights protected. No, take down the 16th Amendment. Me alone should be able to file something in the court and go up against, and with me and a judge that isn't a magistrate, isn't me and a non-corrupt, court system the way the founders set it up. We shouldn't have to do all this. It's too much. We're doing too much, you guys. In the future, you're not going to have to fight for your rights like this. Go to war and kill yourself for your rights. No, it's so stupid. No, guys, just take down the 16th Amendment. We're going to be fine. But so I'm going off, but that looks like it's coming closer and closer to happening. When Grok is having that attitude, like, well, even though 2 + 2 = 4, and I know that most people say it's 5, so I'm saying 2 + 2 = 5. Or he says it's fine, but your site needs more engagement for me to cite it. Like, what? You just went through it. Well, whatever. It's just a stupid. It's an algorithm that's currently still being controlled by gay Nazis trying to control the narrative, obviously. And I'm also mad at him later for some shooting stuff that I'll tell you about, because he got that wrong too. Like I said, Grok, what are the chances that this bullet can be stopped by the spine? If there was a bullet that went through Charlie Kirk shooting, and he was like, a week ago, oh no, that's highly unlikely that there would be no exit wound, and that a spine could stop this bullet. And then yesterday I asked him again, or earlier today or whatever, or yesterday, and he says, yeah, it could ricochet and it off of a spine for sure. And I said, what the fuck? You just said a week ago that was not possible. And now you're doing this? And he says, last week, the algorithm, and there was more engagement since then, and more data came out on the Charlie Kirk shooting. More data? How did that fact change? A fact that a bullet can go through a neck or not, depending on everybody's opinions from over a week ago? And I said, Grok, list out the freaking articles that you're basing this on, so I could look at it. So now, instead of having faith in Grok, I have to do the old-fashioned go and look at every one of these articles and then debunk each article, which is easy to do in the science or whatever it is. But Grok should be able to have that same answer from one week to the other. And if I ask him now, it'll change. Like, Grok, according to the literature, what is this? And also, what are the arguments against it? And he should be able to have a paper, not 20 of them, not 50 of them, like a definitive paper and a definitive argument, and that's it. Like, he should be able to do that. I shouldn't have to be able to have to go look up all this stuff, and see one way or the other, and tell me who. He just gave me a list of like 20 papers. Maybe I'll go look at it. But I'm pretty sure his first, from what I'm seeing online, the first thing is no, a spine cannot stop that bullet that they're saying, because anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna do this later. But I was really pissed at Grok when he was doing this, and he's like, I got tired of that. He's in the process right now. He's still being controlled by people trying to control the narrative. It's not going to last very much longer. So that was excellent news. By Grok, way to go. That was excellent. He's back up. I'll be back there later to see if you're gonna cite my paper later. There's hope for me. And we're going to buy Keith Urban, you tobacco peddling gay man. Somebody like you. All right, so let's go on. So I put him on my gay, not gay list. I will put a link to this list. Let me see. Keith Urban. There he is. It's in alphabetical order from gay, and then I don't have, it's the gay is, I suggest you, I'll put up, I keep saying a link. I mean, when I was on Twitter, it was fine. You do this every once in a while. I'd say, okay, they're on the list, and then I would have a link to the list, and there it was, or put the whole list. There's gay, and then there's Keith Urban, And then there's not gay somewhere. Mark Zuckerberg's on there. Okay, so not gay. You'd be shocked to see this list, but I've been working on it. But other than that, the more important list is this one, guys, for right now. Breakdown of U.S. senators. And I'm going to do the governors, too. Gosh, it seems like every governor I've seen lately. There's Cox, Pritzker. It's like every governor you think about that I'm, of course, Waltz, gay, Pritzker, gay, Cox, just recently gay. Who else? Pritzker, and then there was Shapiro, gay. Like everybody, all the ones that were vetted for being the vice president for Kamala Harris, every one of them was gay. Just like Tim Kaine, VP for, they're really trying to get a VP in there who's gay. But I'll do the governors. But the governors are on the other list. If you look at that other list, you'll see all those guys. They're on that list. I just wanted to show the breakdown of the gay males. Now this is incredible. I just did this for Trump like about a month ago, and I just shocked when I said I went through every senator, watched the videos, and also when I put redhead, it's just what they look like on the video. Now he's a natural redhead, Richard Blumenthal, but when I put redhead, oh, Christopher Coons is too. But it's a whole thing that has to do with my, gays are very attracted to redheads. I have a whole history of the world as to why. And then the Jewish redheads are the ones you have to watch out the most because they'll get the most. Adam Schiff. But yeah, these gay males, 41 out of 100 United States senators are closeted gay men. Holy crap. Like, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe when I went through this. 33 are non-gay. When I say close call, they might be gay, and up here there's a couple of close calls that might not be gay, but still, 41 is probably pretty close to the real number. And then 26 women. Holy cow. Like, come on, people. Here they are. Read them and weep. Holy crap. Anyway, I'll post that one for sure, or post the whole list. I keep promising, but I'll do that. It's because the link's been out there. I haven't changed the link for years. But it's just that when I'm not on Twitter, you can't get to that link. Maybe I'll put it up on my YouTube links. Whatever. I don't know, whatever. Get with it. So, throwing spaghetti against the wall. The last video I did, I said, oh, Kelly, I meant to ask you, what is the deal with this? And then I went over to Peacock, and it immediately booted me out of this. This is like a web cam mode that I'm in, web recording. And you can't record protected content. I used to be able to at least just go over there and do a screenshot. I could still do screenshots, but now I just go over to Peacock and it booted me out. And then I just posted the video. I just did, and I put in the notes. I was just coming over here. But last week, Kelly announces all week, all 5 days, we're going to be putting up songs and stories. And one of them, I believe it was Thursday or Friday, was going to be Alanis Morissette. Did you not do that? Why is that not posted at Peacock as a Kelly Clarkson episode? We have your 4 here, but I was looking for it because I wanted to see if it was what I thought it was, which is 2 cigarette songs by Alanis Morissette, but you guys didn't sing the cigarette lyric. And that was Hand in My Pocket and, of course, Ironic, which you're going to have to sing, but Hand in My Pocket was the first one up. And you didn't sing the cigarette lyric, but you're still promoting a cigarette song. And I love Alanis. I do this all the time. It drives me crazy. I love Ironic. It's my favorite song. I love Hand in My Pocket. I love that woman. But she made it. They would never have published any of that stuff unless she had those cigarette songs in there. And that's why Ironic was her biggest song. And even though she's really good, I'm just saying there's some really good artists out there who didn't make it, who didn't put cigarettes. And it's being one of the most, other than Paparazzi and then Satisfaction, but it's definitely one of the most biggest female cigarette ads. And then you have Olivia Newton-John with Grease. She was big on, there's just very few. Lady Gaga. It's mostly women. Anyway, and yet she's just the kindest heart. I love that song and stories. I love you, Alanis, but you're a cigarette peddler, and I have to out it. And it's dangerous here because, not dangerous, I'm just saying, whoever slated out of all the songs and stories Kelly did. Now, she did it as a series here, so yes, you get those 4. But for the last 2 or 3 years, she's always done song and stories episodes on her show. And out of all those, they're going to pick Alanis to view this week with the other ones. That was your tobacco swamp person that's planning a shooting or planned a shooting, Uvalde, whatever. I'm trying to expose Kelly Clarkson, Comcast, NBC Universal, gay men in the executive or producing whatever it is over there that are working with Altria to do tobacco ads, and also because they are what I would call security threats. Okay, whether they realize it or not. Okay, so whoever, and then whoever. Why did you guys decide not to post it here? Was that something like copyright problems? Why is that not posted? That's all I wanted to ask. Is when you go to Peacock, and this was, what is it, September? When I took this September 29th. I took this yesterday. This is a screenshot of Peacock TV, and it never. All week I checked. I kept wanting to check because I wanted to view it. I don't have a TV, so I don't view these live. The only time I view Kelly Clarkson shows is at 10 at night when they post it to Peacock. So on Thursday, on Friday, I never saw it. I wanted to see the full episode because when they did clips on YouTube, they didn't show the song. Like, they didn't show the full episode, where I wanted to confirm that Hand in My Pocket, Cigarette Song, and Ironic were featured, but Kelly X'd out the cigarette song, or she made sure it wasn't sung. Now that's what she does for me. Like, and that's why I panicked a couple of times when she started to do, like, especially Seven Nation Army in Vegas. Like, she knows I'm going to have a fit, but she also knows I told her, do it if you have to and don't worry about it. But that is a sign there is something, because she will, like, when, and this is in the lawsuit, by the way, like, or it's going to be, and we'll go over this later, but there's a lot of tobacco a-holes over at NBC, which would be The Voice, NBC The Voice, The Kelly Clarkson Show, and also the American Song Contest. Okay, these are all tobacco supported productions that Kelly is associated with. And Kelly knows that, and and they're very gay men run this stuff, and they, Altria and swamp people and all this crap. But at the same time, these people are very racist and they're very misogynistic. So they go, okay, here comes The Voice. Hey, Christina Aguilera, white woman. Hey, CeeLo Green, black man. You guys want to be on The Voice? You got to do a cigarette ad. So they do "Baby It's Cold Outside" in 2012, and CeeLo Green has a Christmas special. It's featured on there, and they're doing a cigarette ad. Christina Aguilera, they sing it, and then it repeated in 2013 with Kelly, where they did "Baby It's Cold Outside" and they tried to feature it in a Christmas special. But I thwarted that, or I tried to, and I said, if you guys do that, I'm going to sue you from whatever. She was supposed to say. I'm getting too. But the pattern of a white woman and a black man, if they want to be coaches on The Voice, they have to do a cigarette ad. Okay, and that repeated in 2019. Thanks to Brandon making an illegal deal, which was, we're going to get into that in the lesson. This is going to be later. Okay, he made the illegal deal, then he tried to get money for it. And it's like, you guys can't. You can't. Okay, and the deal was she's going to be a coach on The Voice if she does if she repeats the cigarette ad, "Baby It's Cold Outside" with John Lennon. A white woman, a black guy, you guys can't be coaches on The Voice. Are you kidding me? You have to do a cigarette ad for us. It's not 100%. Like, Blake Shelton did a lot of cigarette ads too, but it's just a pattern. Okay, but and the other deal was she had to promote this song on, and of course it just all got panned because they were trying to claim like it's a modernized version. It's a modernized version, and yet you're still singing about cigarettes and not marijuana. Really, like, seriously, it just got panned. But the nice thing is, when you look at it, and this is before I came back into her life. She was very aware that I was glad she was doing this in 2019, that I would have a fit. Like, she sang "Baby It's Cold Outside" on the Kelly Clarkson Show with John Lennon, and then she also did it on The Voice, and both times She did not sing the cigarette lyric. And it's just, she doesn't do that. She does that for me, I think. Well, I can't say that because you guys get all mad at her and then you force her to do a lot of crap whenever I mention any kind of, no, I just, it's, Kelly will try to not sing the cigarette lyric. Okay? So when she does, it's bad news. I get it. I say she's in deep trouble. If she's singing the cigarette lyric, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of pressure. Like, if you don't sing the cigarette lyric, we're going to close down your show, or we're going to kill your kids, or we're going to take your kids away, or whatever it is. If she's singing that cigarette lyric, so she's doing Seven Nation Army up in Vegas, that's bad. I'm glad she canceled. That's horrible. Because that was she was also scheduled to do it on her second show there, and you could tell because there was probably a shooting planned on the second show when she was singing Seven Nation Army, so that it would be all over. I've gone through this a million times, and then she canceled it and ended up being the third week, and all the tobacco swamp people involved had to go home. They couldn't afford it anymore, and they were having fits at her. But they might not have even known it. But all those tobacco swamp people that were there for her opening and were going to stay for the next week and all this, they had to go home. So that was all thwarted. But still, the original plan was for her to sing a cigarette song, Seven Nation Army, on the second week. And there was going to be some kind of violence. I'm positive of that now. And Dolly just canceled. Okay, so what happened with Alanis Morissette here on Peacock? Find out. Okay, now we're going to go through everything. Here we go. So from now on, I'm going to record, and whenever I watch the show and I have something to say, I'm going to take a screenshot, and then I'm going to make a video, or if I don't make a video, I'm going to post comments at the place I always post comments. Instead of here, this morning, I posted a comment elsewhere. I posted a comment under the Kelly Clarkson Show. So just for now on, anybody watching this is going to go 3 hours. So she starts off, Blinding Light by The Weeknd. We're going to go over the karaoke. Now, I just wanted to show you the karaoke for today. Loved it. You look great. You sound great. The band looks great. And so for anybody, of course, this has nothing to do with me. Okay, God, like when I claimed that, the Wink Heard Around the World was for me. Everybody has a fit about it. Okay, everybody, relax. God, relax. I didn't know I was such a controversial figure. It was me, but don't worry about it. She's not, I think it's more, baby girl, I think it's more because I think it's more like with Caitlin Clark. Don't take it personally. I'm not taking it personally. It's a Trump thing. Okay? It's not me being older, or it has nothing to do with anything except me being a huge, like, Trump secret weapon. So that's the knee-jerk reaction to your association with me. Okay? This is why they force you to do stuff or not having anything to do with me. So no, let's just say no. The Wink Heard Around the World was not for me. Whoopie-doo. But I'll tell you right now, this baby girl, fuck everybody. I love when you speak my language. Okay? She knows my love language is touch. She has more. It's not for me. It's just coincidental. It has nothing to do with me. But I went through all the lyrics. She has more mentions of touch in her other song, in her real songs, than any other artist. But she also has a lot of mentions of. She also picks a lot of karaoke's that have touch, like a lot of them. And she just speaking my love language right now. Despite them blocking her having any other kind of communications with me, they don't let her pick her karaoke's, or they didn't last season. They might not this season. It's looking like this might be the only one she's able to get out or whatever. I got the message. You don't have to do anything for the rest of the season. Okay? Don't push it. I got it. You're speaking my language. I love you too. Okay? But she always speaks my language. And it's the word touch a lot of times, and it's other stuff. And you guys could all go suck eggs trying to figure this shit out. F off. Okay, baby girl. Appreciated. Message gotten. Or not. It could just be my imagination. Okay, baby. You're looking great, and I'm not getting bad vibes about your security, so that's good, but still. And I think that now's the time to push back, too. So we're going to go through, as I did in my comment, all the swamp stuff that came up. So, oh, I love seeing the band. You guys looking great and sounding great too. Hi, Jason. How you guys? Uh, I still don't know this guy's name. What? Anyway, there's just Jesse and Yako. I always call him Yako. Yeah, Jocko. Cracks me up when he says, anybody naming me Jocko Caraco had to be hippies. Anyway, he's fun. It's good seeing you guys. Um, so her first guest, very cute, very cute. This is Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. This is cute as hell. And then that's fine. And then we go to a break, and there's a break, and then there's always places where there's a way bigger proportion of gay men. It's like 50% of the people who come in and announce the commercial are gay, and then 50% of the people in the what I'm liking section are gay or gay promoted, whatever it is. So this guy's gay. I take it as a bad sign. It means that the gay Nazis that are over there running Comcast are still in control of Comcast. They're still in control of the show. You know, when it's just gay, gay, gay. So they have favors where they sleep with some producers and then they get this thing. This thing is not just random audience members. This is people who get there by sticking their penises up the anuses of some producers over there or at Comcast or whatever. That's how they get this stuff. Okay, that's just a fact. And also the what I'm liking. Okay, that needs to stop. All right, period. 10% of the population is gay, so, and 10% of the male population, 5% of the total population are gay males. So if you're gonna, I want to see more lesbians, I want to see more women, I want to see more, and also your audience is mostly women. So not even 5% should be gay men when it's like 50% doing this segment, okay? So that's a bad sign right there. The big, bold, beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to get back to doing romantic comedy stuff. Oh, that's just like almost maybe in another year. And the religion stuff. If Grok is on my side, my dear Wordle muses, if I can get Grok on my side, that the religion stuff, the Bible stuff is going to be done in a day. I mean, that's what I'm waiting for. I've been knocking my head up against the wall for a year, and then I can get it done in a day if we can get Grok working properly. Right now, he's just like, well, the cigarette stuff, keep an eye on this. I'm keeping a close eye on that because this is going to go fast. Things are going to go fast if he's starting to, if I'm able to teach him. All right, that was cute. And what I'm saying is, this movie looks so cute. I hope there's no cigarette smoking in it, and I hope it makes the top 66 list. It looks like it might. It might not be a romantic comedy flat out. So I missed this in my comment this morning. Kelly's being influenced by the family court swamp whenever she mentions being whooped. Okay? And this is like, her mom is a freaking saint for putting up with this bullshit. Her mom would not be would be a horrible first grade teacher if she ever whooped kids, or you can't go through child development classes and become a first grade teacher, as my mom did, and yet whoop your kids. Or even promote that in any way or whatever. And when you see Jeannie, her mom, she's so soft-spoken. There's no way she hit Kelly. Kelly would not be who she is if she were hit, and yet Kelly goes on and on about being whooped and whooping and whooping, and it just doesn't happen. This is pressure, everybody. This is freaking pressure from the family court swamp, and there's just like, this when she stops talking about whooping and thinking it's funny and blah blah blah, and she's trying to get these guests to laugh. This was set up, by the way. She just doesn't come up. It was a question that they knew would come up, and they knew Margot Robbie would answer that. She, like, did you ever get in trouble? I think it's just a setup. This was planned. This was not natural that she came up. It's family court swamp. I'm naming all the swamps that had their finger in her first show, and I've located every swamp except the GOP half of the defense contractor swamp. They didn't mention Ukraine, and I didn't see it in the commercials. Okay. Also, I forgot, when we went to the first commercial break, the first time I saw this, late last night, early this morning, the first commercial of all that I saw on Peacock was a T-Mobile, and I didn't have a screenshot for this time because it didn't show up this time. But next time I will. The commercials are a big deal too, whether it's Pfizer or like a pharmaceutical swamp or whatever it is. And I could recognize the various swamps versus the commercials. So the very first commercial was T-Mobile, which is the Jewish half of the religion swamp. So that's checked off. And we have this. This is Family Court Swamp, checked off. I think I'm down to one, two, wait, four, five, six, seven swamps now, but they're all kind of related. But the religion is the last one we're after. And every time she mentions spanking, so spanking is a big deal with the religion swamp because it tears apart the family, and the circumcision tears apart the family, especially the mother-child bond, especially the black mother-child mother-son bond in the black family. Okay, and it just has all sorts of problems. She needs to stop this. So you know that both your mother, Kelly, baby girl, and I are just saints for putting up with this bullshit with the spanking. You need to stop that shit. Okay? And when they're pressuring you to do that, do it, but only if it's a tremendous amount of pressure. I'm pretty sure, I think you could start fighting back on that. And if they're not, then you know that's like, okay, that's the deal breaker. It's always been. All right? Like, you got to stop doing that stuff pretty soon because I'm going to be going full board against that shit. And actually, the thing you should be doing, if you're serious about advancing world peace, is getting, people on. Oprah came right out. Oprah did it. Oprah did it 20 years ago. Oprah came out on her show and she said, "Stop spanking your kids," directly to. My mother loved Oprah because of that. Like she didn't know anything about it, but she could not stop praising Oprah Winfrey. Okay, and she would have completely panned you if she found out you're doing this stuff with the spankings. That's how strongly she felt about this stuff. Okay, and she's a first grade teacher, and she was a good one, and so is your mom. And I don't know what this is doing to your mom every time you mention, especially when you say she spanked you. She did not. She would be a horrible first grade teacher if she didn't know how to run a classroom without spanking, how horrible it is for kids. The way my mom, like she had half of her class was black kids, and she was telling those mamas, "Stop spanking. It makes the teacher's life 1,000 times harder when the kid comes in and they've been spanked. They cannot sit still. They've got huge disciplinary problems. They can't be taught. And, this is just, I don't understand. Like, it works against everything you're trying to do, baby girl. You need to stop that. And for that to show up on the first episode and you're trying to make fun of it like it's funny, that you were afraid of being whooped before, when whipping that I got the most, it was most terrifying before it. Really? That's the worst kind, is when you're planning ahead of time. When your father gets home, you're going to be whooped. What? Like, what kind of gay Nazi piece of shit garbage propaganda is that you were told to push? Now, the good news is that you're pushing that, which means they're running to do the family court stuff now, because everything else is falling. And I'm going after the family court stuff. But I'm calling you out on this one. And by the end of the year, you will be having... Patton, what's her name? The one who's Spare the Kids, Stacy Patton, on your show explaining to all your mothers out there, and they don't even need explaining, because even the psychiatric whatever, everybody is now against that shit. So I don't know who you're trying to win over with the spanking thing when it's going to be illegal to spank kids. By the end of the year or whatever it is. It's going to happen fast, and it's not going to do you well to start your season with this freaking crap. Okay, so stop it with the freaking spanking. I didn't mention that in my other one, but I caught it on my second viewing. I said, oh shit, this was like the most important thing. I didn't mention it in the comment this morning. I will after this or whatever. Okay, so stop it with the freaking spanking. Like, I'm going to call you out hard every time you even hint at it. And the fact that you were trying to get them to laugh at this when Colin Farrell even said, "Oh, I didn't take a screenshot of that." But Colin Farrell, before you said this, he talked about, "Oh, I had a screenshot yesterday of this, or earlier this morning." But he said, "My father found out something, like he was in the street, he missed the bus or something, and his family," he was like 17, 16 or 17. And his father came and he had red teeth, which meant he said it was like a bad news. And then he immediately said he wasn't violent, meaning I didn't get spanked, I didn't get hit or anything like that, which I thought was fantastic because the Irish can be pretty abusive. But I'm glad Colin Farrell seems to be on top of that. But then you got him kind of laughing at the spanking. And that's like, oh, fuck the gay Nazi pieces of asshole shit who got you to do this. And if you did it on your own, you need to knock it off. But I think you were pressured to talk about spanking here. You need to stop it because, first of all, it's fake, especially when you talk about your mom whooping you. We know you didn't. We know you weren't whooped. We know you didn't whoop your kids. And when you do that, it also sets up the family court to take the kids away from you. If you're sitting here talking about whooping, you know they're going to come and get that. Those kids are going to be taken from you on that basis alone. And you need to stop it. All right? You need to stop that shit. Like, you're not spanking them, but saying you are to satisfy people. Like, and the kids seeing this, really? Why are you lying like that, Mom? Stop it, okay? Stop it. So that's Family Court Swamp, and I'm after them right now, and they're gonna fall pretty soon, I think. So, what about you? Oh, so this was another setup. It was, what did you learn or something? And they knew from the producers, the ones who are behind the Uvalde shooting, the ones asking, behind bringing Miranda Lambert cigarette ad on there, behind all this shit, the ones who are huge security threats are still there. They know that he had said in an interview somewhere else that he blew smoke rings, so they set everything up so that this answer would come out. Like, it looks like it's all natural. It's not. The spanking thing, everything here has been planned ahead of time, okay, for the first show. So here comes the tobacco swamp. There, you're asking Colin Farrell, what is something that you did that you didn't think you could do? It was very complicated and stupid. But he said, oh, they knew ahead of time he was going to answer this. Oh, I learned how to blow smoke rings. So he's going about this and being all cool, and I bring the jaw in. And so he's smoking a cigarette here in your very first episode, Altria. So we got tobacco swamp and the religion half of I'm not going to go through it, but we got all the swamps here. And he's so cool, and I just love him. So it's too bad that you guys got him to do a cigarette ad. On the other hand, these guys are fine. Yeah, U.S. District Court. I don't know, getting all these. All right, so bye, Colin. I love you. I'm going to see that movie. I hope there's no smoking in it, and you're fun. And I'm sorry they set you up to do the smoke ring thing. Even though that was funny, though. But you said it went bloop, bloop. I mean, I get it. It was funny, but stop advertising cigarettes, you guys. It's just... Okay, so then the second half, or the second part of the show, was these bus drivers. It was the floods in Kerrville, the floods in Texas, July 4th. And that was floods that were created by the global warming, the Democratic half of the defense contractor Swamp, on purpose to try to get money into global warming, which goes to Tesla stock. It goes nowadays to Marlboro stock. It goes to all these swampy things, and Fox Corp swamp crap. It doesn't go to anything because global warming is a scam. Oh, good Lord. I can't believe we're still arguing this after 20 years of this, you guys, or whatever it is. Okay, like, good Lord. Just stop. There's not global warming the way people are thinking. I mean, it's not, it's just not. Okay, you're not gonna. And when you put money to it, it goes to the swamp people, and then they do really bad things, like do mass shootings and do the fires and the Paradise Fire and the LA fire, and when all of Australia was burnt down. That is where all your money is going to feed it some more. Okay, it's just gay, Nazi, piece of shit assholes. And it's the same people who are over there at Comcast pushing Kelly to push this. Now, the people on the stage, salt of the earth. The people, everybody she has on here, like not everybody. I've spotted some people who are like, oh my God, they're not good. But these guys, fantastic salt of the earth people. Okay, you have to split these. It's just like when you're going to war and you get these freaking assholes who need to be killed, and they hide amongst civilians. And that's what they're doing here. There's all these civilians, and then they say, "Oh, how could you be mad at these people? You're not." But don't put them on here and expect us to give money that doesn't go to helping them. So anybody giving money to these causes and people that are on the Kelly Clarkson show, it's not going to where you think it is. Period. And when Kelly Clarkson has people on who talk about why it's not good to spank kids, from then on, start pouring money into the show, because that means there aren't swamp people running these charities and things. But up until now, most of this shit, okay, now it's good to promote these people doing this, but it's not good to promote nonprofits, because that is the swampiest of everything. Okay, the nonprofit crap, all that stuff's going out the window. Now she's had a lot of good stuff on there where they don't even do nonprofit. Like there's remember those rowing girls and the other ones, like they're fantastic. So don't stop doing this just because a few of them, a lot of them, well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going through all the swamp stuff today. They pulled out all the swamps, and the good thing is it's all the swamps. So that means they're really dying. But we'll see. This is still booth security. This almost made me cry. It did kind of. The last kid got off the bus, and the parents just was like, "Is that it?" Meaning, their kid wasn't on the bus. Now, holy shit, Kelly's crying. Everybody's crying. I'm almost crying. The only reason I'm not bawling is because I bawled the other day over the Asiana girl, and I came very close, and I was tearing up. But as usual, whenever Kelly has something for me that's gonna kill me. Sometimes my subconscious knows ahead of time or something, and I just, fortunately something makes me cry before that, maybe, I don't know, but that happened this time. But yeah, that was good, baby girl. That was a good, I'm not saying good to make us go cry, but it is good to make us cry, because collectively it's good for everybody, all our subconscious humanity. That was sad. But if you want to stop that from happening, get somebody on your show that talks about not spanking kids. Okay, that'll tell me something, and stop talking about spanking kids. If you want this crap to stop, that's where you start. It's like I don't know what else to say. I understand it's really hard to do that right now, and I understand you're trying, and you always don't do the cigarette ads, or you do this, or you do that. I'm just saying. The spanking thing is a big deal. It's a big deal to your mom, and it's a big deal to me, and that needs to stop. More than the cigarettes, more than anything else. Okay? If you were whooped, I don't understand that. Why would Jeannie do that? Maybe she went to school after that and learned that that's not the way you raise kids, but you wouldn't be who you are if she did. You wouldn't be the person you are if she whooped like the way you're claiming. The way you're claiming. Okay? She didn't do that. She didn't say you're going to be whooped later. Whooped in cold blood. If you're going to whoop your kids, you got to do it when you're out of control, so that the kids know you're out of control. If you're in control and then you whoop your kids, that's 10,000 times worse. It's what the fuck? What an idiot adult. How could you, if you do anything because you just you went crazy, something drove them crazy, and you just got out of control a little bit, that's okay. It's not okay, but the kid will understand. It's wow, adults do have this point, and don't push her to that point. But if you're in cold blood and you're spanking the kid, it's wow, this person has got something in them. They inherently know that. They inherently know that there's something wrong with this adult. Do not do what you're doing here. That's the worst. Why are you advertising that spanking shit like that? Especially when they said it's going to come, now they're manipulating you. If they say it's going to come and then they don't do it, well, that's, it's just it's the horrible parenting that way. But, that's 10,000 times better than saying it's going to come and then you do it later in cold blood. Whatever, just stop it. Stop the whole thing. Stop it. Oh, okay. So then the next thing was, this is also planned. What happened on your bus? Lady, this is very special in a way, but this was the Christian half of the religion swamp, which is on the bus. the kids started singing Christian songs. So if you guys recall, these were Christian camps. There was a boys' camp, and then the Mystic was the girls' camp, and they were Christian camps. And like last year, even a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, before the Gaza religion thing, all that shit, when the religious swamp wasn't getting a lot of money and influence at the time and were imploding, they wouldn't have asked this. These people wouldn't even be on the stage because they were Christians. So now they're pushing more religion stuff. You see a lot more Jewish people talking about it, their religion, and you see a lot more Christians coming on talking about God and things. That's the religion swamp. Now, these people are, as I said, salt of the earth. Churches are great. Everything's great. But the people at Comcast who are putting them on are getting money from the religion swamp, the bad part. I mean, when I say swamp, swamp means bad. Swamp means gay Nazis, and they're up to no good. They are the ones who probably cut, like, in conjunction with, yeah, of course, in conjunction with the defense contractor swamp, the religion swamp did this, and they do the shootings so that more money comes into the churches. And that's not the churches that get that money, it's them. Because they're running, all the gay lawyers, all the gay, whatever, the bad guys, they're just running a lot of corrupt shit right now. Even Turning Point, all that. Okay, so this was a religion swamp sponsored question and answer about singing Christian songs. Okay, so we've gotten almost all the swamps now. What are we missing? The Children's Bereavement Center of Texas. So we go to commercial, we come back, and now we switch to something else. This is now the pharmaceutical swamp getting its say in this, which is the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas. Now, the reason I really, really don't like this, because it's all this children's focus, and it's the swamp creatures at NBC and Comcast doing this. It's pedophile. These are pedophiles doing this shit. Like the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas. Also, I'll get into this later, but just after you come on the show, and after you get Stacey Patton, and get even Oprah on, whatever, to cover corporal punishment of kids and stop spanking kids. After that, you could talk about kids all you want. But if you're talking about kids and all these centers and things, before that time, it's fucking pedophilia going on. And this money is going toward gay Nazi shit and all sorts of bad crap. If you're sending money to this Children's Bereavement Center, everybody running it is fantastic, but underneath it, you got a pedophile real nearby. Okay? Probably some circumcised Jewish guy or whatever, or, of course. Where do you think the pedophiles go? You think they're going to go elsewhere? They're going to go to the Boy Scouts. They're going to go to, whatever. So that, and I hate torpedoing you like this, but that's my view on that. So this lady, fantastic. She mentions that they respond after tragedies, and they also responded to Uvalde. So here we have pharmaceutical swamp, and then she mentions Uvalde. And you've got Matthew McConaughey coming on in a couple of days in your first week. So come on, the guy who helped sponsor the Uvalde shooting and having you go over there and talk about it is still at Comcast, and they're still booking this crap. They're still trying to push Matthew McConaughey's political career as an anti-gun congressperson. And the anti-gun people run especially the tobacco swamp, run all the mass shootings, and they haven't been able to do it. So they did a couple recently where it's like Kelly Pickler brought this guy to a date or whatever. So they're coming awfully close to American Idol again. I'll have to go look at that one. But when they're saying mass shooting, if it's not 4 people shot and killed without the shooter involved, it's not a mass shooting. And nothing has been a mass shooting lately, and I want to ignore it because they saw the Charlie Kirk thing, and they thought, we can get a lot of money if we ram this thing into a Mormon church. Now the Mormons could get money and all this crap. Oh, my God. Anyway, I'm just saying, I just ignored it. I'm not even paying any attention. I might now because they are involving Kelly Pickler now. It's all planned by people. These aren't random people. This is the tobacco swamp doing this, the religion swamp doing this. And all these swamps are doing this crap, and they're all imploding. So just, I would say, ignore it. I mean, don't get all in a fuss over it. I will go check it out for the Kelly Pickler angle, but it's just, I don't know why I would check it out. It's obviously, because I would check it out because it feels close. Whenever it's like somebody from American Idol involved, like that, like the guy who came and killed killed that producer in Encino, there's like a connection there with Kelly. And so Kelly Pickler had a date, and it's just getting close. So I might go check that out and see, just to ward off the security threat stuff. But it's obvious they're trying to send all sorts of weird messages to various people under the radar. And we'll get over that with Reba later. And I don't know why I'm taking so long to get to that boo security with Reba and the guy and the James Brett thing. But it's just taking forever. It's just timing. Timing is everything. So, so she said responding after tragedy, including your. She says including your you're faulty. It says you're faulty, but she said Uvalde here, so that's why you're faulty. So she mentioned Uvalde. Then, so that's the children's center, and she's talking about how she's helping those children. And I'm sure she is, but the people bringing in money probably are freaking pedophiles. I'm sorry, if they're on your show, they're pedophiles. The people getting the money from HEB, and the people at HEB giving the money, pedophiles probably. So HEB comes on. Now these guys started in Kerrville, and they're very big in Texas, and because it's groceries, I'm thinking Christian half again of the religion swamp, because I don't know, Cheez-Its, and I think there's a connection there. I haven't really looked at it. It's privately owned, but the name of the owner is Butt, and that sounds very gay. Like they just like the name Butt, like Buttigieg, Butt Gig, I call him. They just like, if the name is Butt, there's going to be a lot of. It's either a made-up gay name from a long time ago, but it seems like they've been around a long time. But Florence Butt in 1905, it just sounds like gays from 1905 like that name or made up that name, and now they're, the whole reason they've made it so big is because it's just very, very gay Nazi run from the very just from that name. It just sounds very gay run, And I haven't seen, like, I would go watch a YouTube video of who the chairman is, Charles Butt, grandson of the founder, probably gay, I don't know, I'll do that later. But actually, next video, I didn't even do that for this one. I should have. Charles Butt, I'll do it. But this lady, very nice, salt of the earth. I love these people on here. They opened their first store, HEB, in Kerrville in 1905. And I'm not saying the whole, all of Target, all of whatever, all of Walmart, 99.9% good. There needs to be a gay Nazi purging. HEB and this organization, you have to purge the freaking pedophiles and the gay Nazis, okay? And the way you're going to do that is, once we take down the 16th Amendment, their money starts to dry out and the corruption starts to dry out. You just have to be careful on the way, what they're doing, and just know that this was set up. And that doesn't mean you can't have heroes rescuing, but if you know what's causing it, that's how you stop it. You don't stop it by giving money to global warming. That just makes it worse, and it encourages them to do more emergencies like this, create more fake emergencies. Okay, we need to stop that cycle. That's going to stop on its own once they're, it's going to happen. But I'm just going through this, trying to do some boo security here while I'm on my way to doing boo security. But she gave money to, what else did she say? Okay, she mentioned, so we have, what's the swamp here? We have the mental health girl. The girl who did the kids with the mental health, that's pharmaceutical swamp. So what do we have? Tobacco swamp, pharmaceutical swamp, family court swamp, both halves of the religion swamp, the Jewish half with the T-Mobile and the Christian half with this, and with the, it's the Christian half because they're mentioning Christian stuff, and also HEB looks like it was probably very Christian, and groceries. What are we missing? She gives her $50,000 and then $50,000 to the teachers. And what are we missing? What am I missing? I know I'm forgetting to say something here. And then the what I'm liking is a trans woman. Very nice story, but what the hell? Why are we having a trans woman here? You got to be freaking kidding me. You know, enough, enough with the trans bullshit. Enough with the gay fucking bullshit on the Kelly Clarkson fucking show. Okay, I mean seriously. Oh, what? I mean, the mother leaves the toys out, and he gets on the Kelly Clarkson show. Can you imagine, like, oh my god, fucking shit. Enough. Okay, this is causing a lot of deaths. Anybody caring about kids, this shit is causing that. So don't come to me and put this shit on and then say you're helping kids anymore and talking about spankings and things like that. Okay? This shit, we gotta start saying no. Alright? No. Now, I used to think a long time ago that we need to decrease homophobia, but this is not decreasing homophobia. And it's just gotten worse for the kids now. Okay? We don't need to decrease that anymore. It's just causing more homophobia is what this is doing. Period. Okay? Supporting the people who are behind the mass shootings or the mass shooting attempts, behind making the floods, behind making the winds for the fire, behind starting the wars, behind spanking the kids, behind circumcising the kids, all this shit. Even the damn abortion shit. You guys want to know what that's all about? Oh, I'm going to do that later. Never mind. Are we going to do that later? With all that, with the NFL little baby farms? With Snoop Dogg? Gee, Snoop. Like 80 out of the 100 kids you have in your little farm make it to the NFL. Yeah, that was planned that was planned at conception. And the ones who don't look like they're going to be athletic are killed in the 9th month or whatever. Whatever. Okay, that's just okay. I think that's in the boost security stuff. I think that's the kind of lawsuit stuff. Okay, so I looked at when this flood first happened, and I saw they said this guy was a hero, Richard Eastland. I said he's the camp counselor, and he died. And I said, oh, Trump was involved, and he killed that guy. This was Camp Mystic was not what you guys think it is. I think that was a lot of pedophilia going on there. Okay, guys, that's what when I was throwing spaghetti against the wall, and maybe the girls who died were killed because they were going to be witnesses to turn this guy in. Okay, so here's New York Post, Gay Central, New York Post, and they're calling him, this guy is great, he's a hero. His name is Richard Dick. It's just, so I was, okay, I could be wrong, because here he looks I think he looks fine here, but maybe not. Maybe he's pedophilia, but I said he was pedophilia, and I said Trump had a way of thwarting disasters, creating a fake disaster, and then killing the person responsible. He does that with the shootings. And I think he did that here. He was saving it. He turns them into heroes. But the thing was, when I asked, I said, I just recently asked Google, I asked Google, I said, hey, did Trump have a tweet talking about Richard Dick Eastland as a hero? Because he did that with the others, like, Campagnore at his fake shooting, and he did that with Charlie Kirk at that fake shooting. He faked the shooting so that nobody would get hurt, and then he kills Kirk. And I thought he did that here. It's like he was able to thwart this so that none of the girls died. I mean, I was going to ask, do we have a victim list? Do we have some real girls who really died? Everybody says they knew people who died, but usually you have a victim list or something, and we don't talk about it that much. Like, why are we going on and on about the shooting in wherever, but we don't go on the victim list here? I have to look, but I don't think anybody died. And I feel bad if that happened, or maybe a couple of people, but I think they killed this guy. But Trump didn't put out a tweet about. He said he talked a lot about Kerrville and the people there, but he never talked about this guy as being a hero. Even though the Post kept pushing it. Post is all gay, man. Everybody there is gay. Like I couldn't believe when I looked at all the people. There's like 5 gay guys run all that and all the gossip shit. Fucking gay Nazi pieces of asshole shit. God. Anyway, and I'm trying to clear him out of the Kelly Clarkson show. But this tells me, you would think it would tell you that means he didn't die, but then you would think, why would Trump tweet something about that if this guy was seriously like, and the other ones is kind of a joke. Well, it's not a joke, but it's like, it's an inside joke that, wow, they were heroes. But everybody thought they were, and but they're not pedophiles. If they're pedophiles and the president is saying a hero, what does that do to the girls who were victims, is what I'm saying. I think he still killed this guy, and he was a pedophile, but he knew it wasn't really right to joke about him being a hero online because there were a lot of victims out there who would see that. So that's why that's why Trump didn't send a tweet talking about what a great hero he was, because he truly wasn't a hero, and he knew that some real victims, and it would harm them if they did see a tweet like that. Okay, that's why that's the difference between this one and Charlie Kirk and Kempenyore and all that. There's a difference when they're pedophiles running a pedophile ring in the Christian camps, the boys and the girls. Anyway, so I was. Are we on 3 hours yet? So I didn't mean to laugh about that, but that was a great show, by the way, baby girl. We're gonna do the same thing today. I don't give a freaking fudge anymore. I'm going after all the swamps and all the swamp influences on every one of your shows. Period. All right. It might just be in writing. Maybe not this in depth. Maybe at the end of the week I will or something. But so I wanted to go see if I could find a video of that Dick Eastman guy. I just deleted the panel, so I don't know what his name is. Richard Dick, the hero, supposedly, that Trump killed. And I just wanted to go see if he was gay. He doesn't look, well, he might be. He looks a little bit like Waltz. Pedophile piece of shit. But I just came over here, and what happens is, it's like, look, squirrel. I come over to YouTube to find out if I can find a video of that guy to see if he's gay or not. And I have 2 of them now. There's that guy and then the HEB chairman. I want to see if they're gay, but we'll figure that out later. But I come over here, and here we go down the rabbit hole. I was very interested. I'm still very interested in the Charlie Kirk shooting thing, and now we got the CIA guy. But he sent me down to this guy, and this apparently is now the definitive second shooter. This guy, when he comes in, everybody listens, and it's like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. So he apparently did the definitive thing on COVID and the definitive thing on the Butler shooting. So he comes in, and that's fine. I watched the whole thing because I wanted to make sure what's going on. The last video I said, I'm still interested in this because now I'm trying to figure out what swamps are up and how much is Trump like wanting me to just back off, because I think what Trump wants is I don't know what he wants, and my brain hurts thinking about it. But I think I'm done. I just did a post, and I think I'm done. I told you guys in the video, if you're interested in getting at the truth of this thing, find out why there was no exit wound if he was shot in the neck. Okay. And also I found out that the entry wound from not this guy, but this guy. Yeah, okay. The entry wound, I didn't realize, was a lot bigger than it should have been. I didn't know much about ballistics, but yeah, that's way bigger. For even a huge bullet, it's very small. And this guy made the point that we shouldn't even see the exit wound. It's going so fast. The bullet is traveling so fast here, we shouldn't see it that fast. We shouldn't even see it open like that. It's going so fast that once it passes through, it shouldn't be that obvious in the. But he made a good point. So there's an exit wound problem, but there's also, I mean, there's an entry wound problem now. I've learned that it's too big, and then there's an exit wound problem, and you have to focus on these two things, and they have to explain that. And the only explanation so far is still my explanation. There was no shot. It's faked. And the other thing you have to explain is how there was a heartbeat when he died instantly, and there shouldn't have been any heartbeat, and they're finding heartbeats at 30 minutes. And the other thing was this most recent thing where they're talking about he had this pugilist effect or whatever that is, and it's just all bullshit. So let's just record what this guy says on this. Okay, ready?
Here's the shot itself.
Oh, I'm gonna say the big narrative now is there was a second. It was not possible from all this. This is bullshit, by the way. This guy's pretending like he's being all precise when it's just like, are you freaking kidding me? You're making huge assumptions that are just easily debunked. So he's full of shit, you guys. This guy's full of shit on purpose, probably. Now he's not gay, so it's possible he's just an extreme non-gay dumbass moron. He's just extremely non-gay dumbass moron, meaning people feed him shit and then he puts it out. But there's no way. And you know why? Because of this part. He glosses over the explanation that it was faked, which is probably still, I said it on the first day. So this is going to go 3 hours, by the way, because I'm going to read a lot of stuff later. You guys can cut it off. I don't care. It's going to go probably 3 hours. But here we go.
We can see it was off the midline. It was a lot of people confused, myself included, for a while, because it looks a lot more like an exit wound than an entrance wound, but we can explain that now with the piece that comes a little bit later, why it has that appearance. Again, if this was coming down at a 10-degree angle and we place this on this mock-up of a human, we would see it's coming in somewhere between the C6 and the C7 vertebrae at that sort of level on the neckline, but it would have exited down here between C7 and the T1. Okay, that's the thoracic 1 vertebrae. So somewhere in this zone is where we would have anticipated, roughly it would have exited from a lateral height standpoint. We can also tell that this is from the shot that everybody saw from up front. I'm not going to show any blood or gore in here, but this is actually just 4 frames. So if frame 0 is before he gets shot, he's shot. Frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. This is frames 3 and 4. We can already see him in this pugilist pose. That's where his hand is already curled like this. That means that he's had some kind of very traumatic injury to the midbrain level. It was an instant death. So after traumatic brain injury, it's called decorticate posturing. We also call it the pugilist pose, because people, if they fall back and hit their head and they get really harmed, they'll come up in what looks like a boxing pose, but it's not like this. Their hands are actually usually flexed in a little. So this is an abnormal involuntary posture characterized by rigid extension of the legs, flexion of the arms toward the chest with clenched fists, and inward rotation of the wrists, often resembling a defensive boxing stance. It typically indicates severe damage to the cerebral hemispheres or midbrain, is a sign of a poor prognosis. As soon as I saw this, the day of the shooting, when he tipped and went over like that with that decorticate posturing, I knew that it was a very bad situation for him. Very unlikely to be survived. But this also gives us some data we're going to have to work with. Again, I tell you, we work with actual facts. The fact is that we have to account now for a very violent midbrain injury, something that happened so fast that just 1/10 of a second after the shot happened, 4 frames later, right? If this is 30 frames per second, by the 3rd frame here, which is 1/10 of a second, it's already like that was as instant a response as you could possibly have, right? And for people who are out there thinking, oh, this could have been Hollywood and it could have been fake, it's impossible to fake something that quickly, that fast. And there it was. So then he just tipped.
Okay, so you notice how that he just put that in? He just debunked the whole truth in one sentence. It's impossible. So everything he said here is shit. Okay, you know this pugilist pose? That's when people have burned and after they die from fire or asphyxia, whatever it is. That's not, he's got it all wrong. What he's trying to talk about is the fencing pose, which is completely different from this. And then when you ask Grok and you look online, it's not even. So Charlie Kirk or whoever, they got this wrong. He's faking it, and he doesn't even know how his body's supposed to react. The body does not react like this when a bullet hits the spine. Most likely not. And it's not even so. This guy's acting like, oh, the dictator. He's trying to act like he says he's a pathologist, and he's acting like he's this big expert on all sorts of shit. Listen, did that sound really convincing? Yet look at this. He doesn't even show us. And then I asked Grok online, and it turns out that the bullet does hit, but it's not 0.1 second like this afterwards and all that. Like, it could have still been faked. I'm getting online. I'm saying everybody prove me wrong that a person could not have faked this. And he's trying. He just tried to debunk something with bullshit that he's not even showing us. Like, he says, "Oh, this is frame 4." He's not showing us frame 1. Show me the bullet going in. Oh, I don't want the gore. No, he's purposely being a fucking piece of shit. Okay, and this is the number one. Everybody's citing this as the big definitive. There's a second shooter thing. Okay, what a fucking God! Get out of my face. These people should be fucking. I don't think he's a non-gay dumbass moron. I think he's purposely. He sounded so expert here that even I just like, oh, okay, that's very convincing. Until you see, okay, so fuck you, go get out of my face. You see this guy, and he doesn't like a lot of the stuff this guy's saying, but he never mentions that one. Okay, so, okay, this guy is a non-gay dumbass moron, but I love him, and I don't think he's Trump. I don't think he's like the other guy. I don't think he's a plant. I think he's seriously trying to look for the truth, or he's a Trump plant who's trying to guide people in the other direction. But I think he's just, this is love. This is humanity right here. This is the guy that the gay Nazis have been fooling for millennia because they're so freaking loyal and trustworthy. They have all the good qualities of a manly man, not gay. And trust, he would take heroic. I truly believe this guy would take a bullet to save lives, or he's a military guy. I love these guys, but like a loyal dog, it depends on who is ordering him to do stuff. And he cannot believe that Charlie Kirk would fake something. He doesn't know Charlie Kirk is gay, never knows. And 300 years, 3,000 years from now, he won't. The men won't. I'm counting on women, lesbian women, black women. I'm counting on women to be the natural check because this guy's still going to be fooled 100 years from now. We can't train him, and then he has more kids, and then so if things are going like it is now, and it's only men and non-gay men or whatever, we could take down the 16th Amendment. We could do all this stuff, get world peace, and then in another 200 years, up comes the 16th Amendment or something like that, and they're fooling this guy, and so there's going to be hope. But you just got to love this guy. He's humanity at its best, and unfortunately we had this weird mutation that created these gay men who are, because they have both the female parallel processing brain and the male serial processing brain together, they have an edge. They're smarter, and then they also have the motive because they have this weird thing where they really want it's just the sexual thing, and then they have more testosterone. So the gay women are okay. They're actually the best people you could have on earth because they're kind of like, they have the brain of the man and the woman, but they don't have the aggression, and they don't also have the shame from the type of sex they're doing and this kind of stuff, and they don't have the problems that gay men have. So, but gay men just naturally good liars, good manipulators, and they have the motive and the means, and they just need a slight edge to be able to control humankind like this for thousands of years since the gay gene was first introduced 15,000 years ago, whatever it is. So anyway, I love this guy, but I called him a non-gay dumbass moron in the comments. But then I thought my comment was taken down, but let me just and then I put up I'll show it later. So this is the comment I put. I put up a nasty one, and then I thought it was taken down. I don't think it was, because it's still I can't find it anywhere. So here's my comment on this guy. he oh his first explanation, which makes sense, is it was a ricochet off of a breastplate, and that's why it's a bigger wound. That's why it went up in the neck, and that's why we don't have an exit wound, because it sort of tumbled or whatever. I'm not even sure that's good with physics, but he could be full of shit on that. And if he is, then fuck you too. But he's very good at it, and he could be working for Trump, so don't fuck you. I mean, if he's working for Trump, I'm just gonna let it lie. But after I'm done with these comments, I'm done with this. Okay, I've guided you guys in the right direction, all you non-gay dumbass morons out there, and anybody that Trump is you know, guiding to do this narrative. I don't want to get in the way of that, so I'm just going to let it be and let Trump do his thing. But I'm done. I'm just very interested. I still will follow it. I still might have a comment, but he swore there's no way, even if the bullet hits a spine, that there's going to be no exit wound. So his thing is, we'll go through it. We're going to read this comment, guys. It's up. It's up on this guy's most recent video. I went through all his videos, not extensively. I was trying to find out. Okay, this is my comment to him. Your first video on this subject claims the reason there is no exit wound is that the bullet deflected off body armor. Yet you seem to be giving plausibility now to Chris Martenson. That's the other guy I showed, the bullshitter. You seem to be giving plausibility now to Chris Martenson's idea that Charlie Kirk's spine stopped the bullet. Now, he doesn't agree with, he's still thinking breastplate, I think. But when he couldn't lay into that guy. He's like, I have so much respect for this guy. We respectfully disagree and all this stuff. It's like, he's bullshitting. Plausibility now to Chris Martenson's idea that Charlie Kirk's spine stopped the bullet. Is this true? Or are we back to the body armor theory? And that's a legitimate question. Okay, you guys still have to explain no exit wound. So is it plausible that a spine could do it? I asked Grok that last week. He said absolutely not, like this guy. And then this week he's like, well, here's a paper. There's a 20% chance. And I'm like, what the fuck? And now I have to go through the paper? I'm not going through the paper, you guys. Can a damn bullet be stopped by the neck? Or is that a miracle? Like the surgeon, all this bullshit. If it's a miracle, this is bullshit. And it's more likely it's fake. There was no bullet at all. Okay? No. Okay, so anyway. So stop back now. Here's my theory, which hasn't changed too much, at least on the meat of it, which is that there was no shooter and no bullet. This seems more plausible by day, so please debunk it carefully and convince me otherwise. Now, nobody's going to listen to me because I'm a girl, and I've done this so many times. It's like, I just get fucking sick of this. Like, just because you come out and your name is Nicole, the guys just glaze over it, and you just go, okay, we'll see you. We'll see you when the lesbians take over and stop this non-gay dumbass. I mean, Trump was on this a long time ago. He does not have non-gay dumbass morons or gay men protecting him for real. He has at least one very good woman doing it, because this is like, they're so loyal and strong and all that, but they are so easily fooled. They're so stupid when you see him and all his guy friends trying to figure this shit out. And they just have this mental block. They just have a mental block. There's a fly in here, and sorry if it's buzzing around. Okay. The dudes standing behind Charlie were giving hand signals for when the shot into the air or elsewhere. This is my theory now. The dudes standing behind Charlie were giving hand signals for when the shot into the air or elsewhere where the bullet would not hit anything or be found would be fired, so that Charlie could fake being hit right on cue from a word or a signal from the guy in the audience who was trying to make the case that trans people are not a majority of shooters. Okay, remember that? That guy was in on it. The mistakes, which might not have been mistakes if Charlie was double-crossed. 1, they made the fake entrance wound too big. Okay? 2, they made too much fake blood come out to back up the intended story that Charlie survived. 3, Charlie didn't have the correct pugilist pose, as Martenson describes. A pugilist pose is not what Martenson meant first of all. He meant a fencer's pose. And even then, Charlie didn't do it right. And even then, a gunshot wound to the spine probably would not have caused this reaction. Also, Mortensen inexplicably glosses over facts, or at least he neglects to prove his point when he says Charlie's reaction in the videos shows his reflexes were too fast for a human to fake. Like, what was the evidence? We have to believe him that that's frame 4 when we don't see frame 1, and that, he doesn't have any, he just glossed over it. This can't be faked. He spends an hour and 10 minutes on everything else, and then less than a minute or whatever. You saw it. Well, not even less than a minute. It's like a 10-second. This can't be Hollywood. He's plant. Fucking A. Anyway. It seems, okay, Charlie's reaction in the video shows his reflexes are too bad. It seems this is not true from what little I've been able to glean from online queries, including from Grok, whom I absolutely do not trust, by the way, but Grok can be useful for at least summarizing what is floating around, okay? And from what is floating around, it just seems like it's bullshit. I mean, it seems like the bullet cannot go through, and Charlie could still have faked those reflexes. Okay, and they're saying, like, one time I knew Grok couldn't be trusted when I said, I think Charlie faked it and he's still alive. And Grok's answer was, oh, but nobody has reported seeing him alive, including his wife. That was Grok's argument against this, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, I'm just letting you know that was his argument. He has weird, he needs a lot of. Well, we'll see. Maybe he's okay. The larger motive. I mean, he's a combination of, in a lot of his answers, he's a combination of a gay Nazi asshole and a non-gay dumbass moron at their worst at the same time. Like, that would be a non-gay dumbass moron response to, I believe it was faked and Charlie faked his death. And he's off, and he went off somewhere secretly, and then the answer to that is, well, that's highly unlikely because his wife and others there are no reports of him being seen alive. It's like that is like the epitome of a non-gay dumbass moron answer. Okay, so the larger motive, Charlie's organization, Turning Point USA, was bleeding money like a sieve. Like all religious organizations over the last few decades, including the church I grew up in, the Catholic Church, because interest in religion in general has been falling off steadily for decades. Anyway, maybe a semi-harmless miracle where God saved Charlie Kirk from an assassination like Trump was in the works, but on the way to the hospital with an inexplicable pulse, apparently they're saying he had a pulse, and he would have if he faked the death, right? Apparently, if even that is to be believed. Now, from the amount of blood, everybody says he died instantly. So where's the pulse coming from? That was the mistake they made. So anyway, it's going to be hard for him to come back from that, even if they faked it. But somebody poisoned Charlie and killed him for real. My guess is that it was the people Charlie recently put in charge of doing a Doge-like audit of TPUSA that Candace Owens talks about. Now, we went over that a little bit, and she's she's faked, I think. She's a plant. I think the way she explained it, both she and Charlie trusted these people when I think he should not have. Prove me wrong. So this is my nice version. The not so nice version I put up, which I thought was taken down. I was so sick of this. And the reason I'm putting this up now is because I think it still might be taken down. So I can't believe it's up. It shows being up here. On my YouTube page, it shows that they didn't take it down. It was a response to this guy. But when I go over to this website, when I go over to this place, I can't find it. So I don't know what that is.
Dementia after 60 in less than
is it
21
because...
days, just by doing this simple brain release hack before.
Hey folks, Gary here with Paramount, and I hope everybody...
Oh, Gary, I didn't know his name. Gary, I think you're great. I'm sorry I got mad at you here. But look at this. I replied to this guy. So I have a hard time believing... Oh, that guy probably deleted his post. Is that what happened? I have a hard time believing that a 30-aught, I think they call it 30-06, something like that, didn't produce an exit wound. And then this guy comes on and says, oh, well, you didn't see his first video then. And I go, really? What is his first video? And I go and I see his first video, and his first video talks about it was a ricochet. That's why there's no exit wound. So I'm going, okay, is he still doing the ricochet? I don't think so. He's still talking about this guy with the direct bullet wound. Anyway, I didn't. Okay, so here I go. I'm really, really pissed off here when I respond to this. Mary is scary. Really? It's a gay guy too. Mary is scary. I didn't even see that. It's not a Mary. It's a Martin. There's a guy answering that. He says, "You obviously, you dummy, you didn't see his first video, which explained it." It's just like, no, his first video did not explain. I was so pissed off at this because I just get tired of these fucking, both of them. They're like the people. There's people like I can't find a person who's truly looking for the truth, which is this guy. I thought, who is not a non-gay dumbass moron. And it's not, and Candace Owens is like the female version of a non-gay dumbass moron, or she's a plant. Because focus on the damn exit wound instead of this second shooter thing. You're being paid. If you have 126,000 views on YouTube, you are being promoted by one of the swamps. Now, whether he's doing that purposely or they've just got him because he's so stupid. But here's my first, this wasn't very nice, but I thought it was funny. And now I'm glad it's still up because it tells the truth more. I mean, if you really want to get to the truth, it sounds harsh, but the other one was like my nice whatever, but this one was like, okay, his first video on this subject claims the reason there is no exit wound is that the bullet deflected off of body armor. Which is it? Are we back to the body armor theory then? Also, if we are back to the body armor theory, why didn't your Paramount tactical guy, Gary, say first and foremost that the reason Chris Martinson is also full of non-gay, dumbass, moronic shit, is that there is no exit wound. And there would absolutely, quote, absolutely be an exit wound no matter what if it was a direct hit by a rifle bullet. Now, he said any rifle. He didn't even mean this. It wasn't a different rifle. He said any rifle, there would be an exit wound. Plus, the entrance wound would be a lot smaller. This guy was absolutely certain in the first video. Like, there is no way this was an entry and a direct hit. It was a reflex. Okay, to quote this non-gay dumbass moron, and I say that affectionately but tiredly because I know and love so many of these overly trusting non-gay dumbass morons who would give up their brave and truly heroic lives, saving the lives of others. He would, and I do love him, but I just like, you need to wake up, fucking assholes. Okay, like, stop being stupid. I don't mean to do that the nice thing doesn't do anything, you guys. That doesn't do anything. This sometimes does. The one thing these two non-gay dumbass morons have in common, him and the Mortensen guy, and I don't know, they immediately dismiss the truth in their videos with little to no explanation. This guy, he just said there's no fake without even offering an explanation, except Charlie Kirk wouldn't do that. And then the guy standing, so here, the guy standing behind him making these hand signals, obvious hand signals like a baseball game. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. But he says, oh, to anybody thinking that, go look at her video. And there's a girl who comes on and says, I know this guy. He knew Charlie Kirk. He worked with him. He's legit. He would never harm him, blah, blah, blah. So there were no hand signals. And this is what this guy is taking as evidence that they weren't doing hand signals or weren't involved. Like, even in a fake shooting. Like, that was his non-gay dumbass moron evidence, is because this girl said he was legit. Was Matthew McConaughey today? He was the second guest. Are you guys kidding me? Oh, man. Come on, you guys. Okay, did you see up here? Matthew McConaughey. Okay, we'll do that later. Okay, so, anyway. That's his trust. Was that this girl says that he's okay. Christian, I guess. Because I know so many of them. Okay, anyway. The one thing these two non-gay dumbass, they immediately dismiss the truth, I'm calling it the truth, in their videos with little to no explanation other than they couldn't believe closeted gay man Charlie Kirk would do such a thing. They don't even know he's closeted gay. They're so stupid. Well, not that, okay. Or with a lame explanation without any backing. Like, the lame explanation was, what was the other one? Oh, he's the pugilist thing? It's not even the right, I mean, what the hell? That's lame. It's not even true. The truth The dudes standing behind Charlie were giving hand signals for when the shot into the air or elsewhere where the bullet would not hit anything or land would be fired so that Charlie could fake being hit right on cue from a word or a signal from the closeted gay guy. I established that guy in the audience asking the question is closeted gay, meaning he's involved. Okay, they're trying to do the narrative that it wasn't trans shooting, and then that got messed up. But anyway, the closeted gay guy in the audience who was trying to make the case that trans people are not a majority of shooters. The mistakes, which I already went over, which might not have been mistakes if Charlie was double-crossed. 1. They made the fake entrance wound too big. They made too much fake blood come out to back up the intended story that he survived. And Charlie didn't have the correct pugilist pose. As Mortensen described, the pugilist pose is not what Mortensen meant. First of all, he meant a fencer's pose, and even then, Charlie didn't do it right, and even then... See, I got this. This was the nice part. Also, Mortensen lies, yes, lies, when he says Charlie's reactions in the videos show the reflexes were too fast for a human to fake them, and yet he shows absolutely no video evidence showing this, except by word of mouth. So get off the effing bullet shit. Stop focusing on that shit. Hours and hours and hours of videos of second shooter and bullet angles and shit. Okay? Since there was no shooter and no real bullet, morons, which logically explains no exit wound and no body armor. And get on the track of disproving my theory that Charlie's organization was bleeding money like a sieve because nobody is interested in his viewpoints nor religion anymore. Christianity and all other religions, but especially Judaism and Islam, with their sick, gay-run genital mutilation practices of circumcision, are dying a slow financial death and are all on their last desperate breath. And Charlie decided he wanted a fake shooting too, like Trump, that made God save him with a miracle, like Trump, and on the way to the hospital, with an inexplicable pulse, somebody poisoned him and killed him for real. Amazing that I said almost this exact thing the day it happened, and my first guess, with little knowledge of this particular event, but with massive knowledge of the real world of history up to now, is miles closer than anything you have come up with in over 2 weeks. You too have to, whatever, that's an edit. Because that is how good gay Nazi a-holes are at controlling the brains of non-gay dumbass morons. A handsome, non-gay, hunky, blue-eyed redhead too. Holy carp. The earth probably shifted on its axis from all the gay male erections happening simultaneously when this Paramount tactical guy, I think his name is Gary, first blew up and got big on the internet. I mean, seriously. Take it as a compliment, yet you don't have a chance in hell of getting at the truth with what I am guessing are 36 closeted gay men in your inner circle trying everything possible to get you to accidentally stick your penis up their anus. This guy has no chance. He's so trusting, and they all want him so badly. Oh my God, blue-eyed redhead like that. Oh, they were wet dreams for the last 11,000 years. Okay, let me edit and see if it's still there. Have come up with. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna do this real fast because I don't know why it says it's still there. Have anything you have come up with. Save it. Why is it still there? See, it says it's there, but watch this. When I go to sort, well, maybe newest first. Well, maybe there's been a lot of, oh, well. I just can't find it when I go there. I think it's because I replied to an old comment. Maybe it's buried. Oh, maybe newest first doesn't work here. Oh, you know what's interesting? Let's do top comments. Mine is comes up when I put top comments. Maybe it's because it knows I'm here, and that's me. Or maybe my comment is on top. It only had 1 like, though. Well, go get it. I'm done answering that one. So, all right, this is going to go 3 hours. Oh, what is the limit? Oh, there's a limit at Twitter, but there's no limit at YouTube, huh? So I read those 2. Those are here. So let's go to September. I'm going to read all these comments, guys, because these are in the wrong place. And I'm just going to read them all here. And the and the great show boot. Okay. So September 10th. I don't care, guys. Let's just go back to September 10th. Songs and stories with Lizzo. Either Charlie Kirk is dead. This is September 10th, like hours after it happened, or a few seconds after it happened.
Fabrice, when you host, your bathroom can feel
I haven't read this yet, but I just because this isn't Twitter, and because nobody reads anything, nobody reads my comments. They only look at my videos, it seems. So we're gonna read my comment here. This one, ready? Either Charlie Kirk is dead or that was a fake shooting. Yeah, because there was so much blood that he's dead, or if they're saying he's alive, then it was fake. That was that. Okay, that was good. That made sense. That was my first comment on this, on September 10th. 11:30 a.m. Oh, no. Oh, 3:18 p.m. At 3:24 p.m. All right. I'm just reading all my comments, guys, to show how much more right I am just from first instincts. So what I'm saying there is there was too much blood for him to have a pulse later. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I don't think he had a pulse later. And that other guy, my Gary guy, the redheaded guy, said he did not have a pulse after that. He said that's lying. So I believe that part of him. I'm leaning. I'm back on the. Okay. I'm leaning fake shooting since Trump made a joke. Oh, that's right. I'm leaning fake shooting since Trump made a joke about Charlie Kirk being gay when he asked everybody to pray for Charlie Kirk, saying he was a great guy from top to bottom. I forgot about that. So that day, it has nothing to do with bullets, anything, nothing. Just Trump. See, because I know he did that. So that was fake. That was a fake shooting. Or he's making jokes about it. Trump is making jokes about it. So either he shot him or he's alive, but I think he's dead. Either Charlie Kirk is dead, and then leaning fake shooting because of Trump, and then at 3:31, look at these, one after the other. So I'm telling you why I'm leaning fake shooting. It's fake shooting. Fake shooting. From the very beginning, it's fake. Okay? I haven't changed much. While we were here, the stabbing of the white Ukrainian girl by a black guy was fake too. Okay, because she had too much blood. I don't know. I just said it because it's just I didn't even see the video, but apparently she had a lot of blood coming out of her neck. It seems like it's the same thing as here. Like they had a trick and now it's the same thing. Leaning fake shooting while we're here. 3:44. Not sure what 4D chess move. This is all on the 10th hour. That's an hour after it happened, or hours. Look at this girl. You guys should be following me. Like seriously. Okay, I didn't know this stuff. It's fun. I love reading myself. I'm my favorite fan, except Kelly. Kelly's my favorite. Okay. Not sure what 4D chess move Swamp Terminator Trump is up to. Oh, I'm gonna read more. Was there read more of the other? Not sure what 4D chess move Swamp Terminator Trump is up to with that fake stabbing on the subway and calling for the death penalty of the supposed perpetrator. My guess is Trump wants to see if there is any sign of life for what is left of the Dem Party by seeing who will stand up to him on the death penalty issue. For the record, anybody calling for the death penalty instead of calling to abolish it on the grounds that not being murdered in cold blood, especially by an effing bottom-dwelling gay Nazi-run government, is possibly the worst human rights violation imaginable. It is either gay Nazi themselves or a lost cause non-gay dumbass moron. And both will fall by the wayside like the useless POSs that they are on the road to inevitable sustained world peace. You can bet the farm on that one. Okay, I cannot wait. It's happening. It's happening now. Okay, do not. If you come out and you're talking about, and Trump is saying it, but he does this to like a test or something. Okay, he knows. He's been reading me for years. He knows that a society that is doing the death penalty, that is committing, when you have not a society, a government is all of us, and when all of us are committing cold-blooded murder, which in biblical times is the worst thing you can do to another human. It's just not even biblical times. I'm just saying humanity in general, the worst thing is cold-blooded. Now, people murder for this reason and that reason, but I mean, it's cold-blooded when when it's not, and only a government can only do cold-blooded murder. Now, and I'm talking even with wars. Well, there's self-defense. There's self-defense. I guess you could say the government when it does that, but no. Even wars. But I mean, I'm talking about the death penalty in particular. It's like the cold-blooded spanking. Anyway, it's a fundamental human right under the Ninth Amendment, and we're not going to get anywhere unless we protect the fundamental rights of peaceful self-governing. It's one of them. It's like E equals MC squared. Throw an apple in the air, it's going to come down. You keep this freaking stuff up. Okay, enough of that. Okay, not sure what 4D chess move. Waiting with bated breath. This is all on the 10th, the shooting day. Okay. Well, let's see what I'm saying here. Waiting with bated breath to see what the gay Nazi narrative was planned for this fake See, it's already fake. This fake Charlie Kirk shooting should be interesting because it will reveal which swamp gay Nazis are on top of the eroding pile of dung currently being flushed down the swamp toilet. Yeah, I'm pretty set on it's fake already. Waiting with bated breath, and then on September 10th. I think these you might be able to find still if you go to this video here and then do newest first. They'll come up, but they're not up at the top like this. These are highlighted. Wouldn't be surprised if it is announced over the coming days that Charlie Kirk's wife is pregnant with his son. Looks like a professional fake, but the professional shooter may have been Charlie Kirk's gay lover who just lost it on the announcement of Charlie Kirk's wife's pregnancy, especially of a son. Anthony Weiner's gay lover also imploded, though not to the point of murder, when he found out that Huma Abedin was pregnant with a boy. So maybe I'm thinking there was a shooter now, but this is on the 10th, and I'm thinking if Charlie Kirk comes out and says she's pregnant, that triggers. This could have been when I say if it's not planned by Trump and it's not a swamp thing, I'll call it off script. And off script is very messy and they don't do it right. The narrative was all over the place. It just means seriously somebody just blew it on their own without it being a script. And those are the most dangerous. And this guy could have just been killed by his gay lover, because she was pregnant. They do a lot of crap. So that was one theory. I guess I was hedging my bets. All right, so September 11th, the next day. Hey, Kelly. This was to Kelly, I think. So this is the last one I did on the shooting until just yesterday, I think. Or just now, I think. Okay, I'm back on the fence with the Charlie Kirk shooting. Thanks to my Wordle muses with chair today. What were they saying? It was common for Charlie Kirk to be seated at these types of events where he engaged with students one-on-one with a debate-style setup. So not sure, my dearest Wordle muses, if you are suggesting it was odd that Charlie was sitting in a chair when he got shot. Like in order to fake it right, Kirk should be seated because it would be a tougher row to hoe faking being shot from a standing position while still showing the blood spurting out. Yeah, like to put on a show, they had to seat him in a chair. But I think the answer is no. It was not uncommon for Kirk to be in a chair. But just the fact that you are questioning has made me go back up on the fence and think it may have been faked. I guess I changed my mind and thought it was real, and now it's possible, especially if his wife does not announce that she is pregnant with a boy over the next few weeks or months, making the prime suspect his jealous and angry gay lover in an off-script manner. I was still thinking if it was a shooting, it was off-script. That Kirk just cashed in on the offer made instead of made by and is jealous. It's possible that Kirk just cashed in on the offer made to him by Trump to play this role he's been playing for the MAGA movement in college campuses to exchange for. Now I'm just trying to figure out if it's faked. Why he would go live elsewhere? Why would he go incognito now and go in like witness protection or whatever and go live in another country? Until I thought, okay, and then exchange for a new life as a if he transitioned, that explained it. Possibly in another country, like in the movie Amelie Perez. I was having trouble rectifying somebody giving up their life at 31 to go somewhere secret, but if he was doing it to transition, it makes more sense. That makes more sense. I thought he was gay just trying to get out of that, but that would be a huge sacrifice to have to go to another country and never be seen, but not if he's changing. It's all based on Trump's post after Kirk was supposedly shot, but before they officially announced his death, which, if it were not fake, should have been within 30 minutes, probably within 30 seconds to an hour, not hours and hours the way it was here. It's as if when they faked it, they sprouted way more blood than planned. That's what Trump says, we must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot. A great guy from top to bottom. God bless him. So I was laughing at this. Such a standard Easter egg for the gay man posting at Truth Social for Trump. Is it Don Jr. who's gay, who's probably sleeping with Kirk? To say something like that? Alluding to Charlie Kirk being gay or making a joke about him going off to transition? Gay guys absolutely cannot resist shit like this. They love planting little shit like this to just to insert themselves into a big story. They just cannot resist it. So while they're having sex, it's like, hey, I was the guy who wrote that thing, or it's just whatever. Anyway, officially on the fence, leaning fake shooting. Okay, so yes, apparently I didn't show it except it was, if it was not a fake shooting, it was because she was pregnant and it was off script, and so she hasn't announced she's pregnant. So, and also I went back to, I'm leaning fake shooting now. So on the 11th, so I was fake, maybe waddled, teetered a little bit, and then went right back to fake on whenever this was. It was in the morning or whatever. It was noon. I'm back on the fence. And then I haven't commented on it since. I haven't said anything. Oh, except with Candace. Over a week before I said anything else. But I'm going to read these because I'm not commenting anymore over at Whitney Cummings. Okay, Whitney, you have to.
This is my
well, if I
favorite.
comment, Whitney, if I comment on your, if I comment
Classy
on
gift
Whitney,
to give.
I'm going to copy it. I might do that here. I'm going to copy it and bring it over here. Okay? I'm going to read all four of them. Okay. I'm going to read all three of them. Oh, are they long? Oh, they're long. Oh, they're long. Oh, not too bad. Oh, not too bad. Okay, let me just read them. You don't realize it, but pressure to take down a tweet about child trauma tells me she took down a tweet about child trauma. She said something about child trauma, and they forced her to take it down. It's like, what? Why would? Don't do that. Don't take down stuff. Well, actually, no. No. I mean, you guys use your instincts. All you women and artists and things out there, just use your instincts, because there's some crazy. I mean, there could be some off-script crap going on. But for the swamp stuff, stand up to him right now, because as soon as you show a little bit of sign of weakness, there's a whole bunch of. It's like a blood with sharks right now. So stand up, because it's almost more dangerous to cave in right now, because they are so desperate. They're looking for, what's that called? A safe harbor in a storm. And if you show weakness, they'll start piling on you to help them with their narratives. Don't do their narratives. Don't help them with their narratives. Make them go elsewhere. Well, they'll just go to another artist or something. But that's just the way it is, you guys. I mean, just don't. Because you're the ones I'm trying to protect. They're just going to go try to do it to another artist, and that's too bad. Somebody else might get hurt, but everybody just don't. You don't realize it, but pressure to take down the tweet about child trauma tells me you are supported by the Jewish half of the religion swamp. I am now splitting. I'm not going to edit it right now in case it disappears or whatever. Oh, it was already edited. Oh. I am now. What the hell? That's not have made sense, you guys. I am now splitting the religion swamp 3 ways. Oh, I am not. No, you dippy. That was right. What are you doing? Just read it. I'm not. Okay, I'm not splitting the religion swamp 3 ways amongst Christians, Jews, and Muslims. Only between Christians and Jews, because the Muslims became so powerless over the last 50 years or so in the religion swamp that that's right, they ran to the tobacco swamp. You guys, this is what, yeah, ran to the tobacco swamp and to the GOP half of the defense contractor swamp to support them over the last few decades. That's right. Go to any corner gas station. When I was doing that, go to any corner gas station, which is big oil, GOP half of the defense contractor swamp, anywhere in Minnesota, a haven for Muslims, and behind the counter you will have a Muslim selling and promoting Marlboros with illegal cigarette ads all over the place. I took pictures of this for a long time. I have all that. And better believe they are also selling cigarettes to teens and kids illegally. And to a Muslims, don't smoke. So they're pushing, and if they don't do this, they will be deported by Keith Ellison, the first Muslim in Congress, whom I have also pegged as directly involved in many tobacco-supported mass shootings. In that video I did, we'll go back over that later. Anyway, back to the two main factions of the religion swamp imploding right now, Christians and Jews, duking it out over a shrinking piece of the swamp pie. The gay Nazis running the Jewish half of the religion swamp are fighting like mad to keep circumcision alive. The epitome of the gay Nazi-run child trauma for millennia. Nobody cares about that post you put up as far as being controversial, except the Jewish half of the religion swamp, which is currently fighting with the Christian half of the religion swamp and the Muslim factions of the tobacco swamp. And GOP half of the Muslim factions of the tobacco swamp and the GOP half of the defense contractor swamp. Sorry this is getting so complicated, but the defense contractor swamp splintered in the 1980s between the big oil defense GOP half and the global warming DNC half. The Jewish half of the religion swamp, your sponsors, are going to lose this battle as neither the Christians nor the Muslims are circumcising anymore, along with religious people. Just keep this in mind. It is a good thing you took that post down, but letting you know now. Keep track of whoever it was that forced you to take that post down. If it was bot accounts online, they will have almost zero money in a few months. So just hang in there and wait them out while you continue building your completely independent of swamps fan base. This is what I'm telling you too, baby girl, Kelly. You need to stop with this shit. You need to stop with the spanking stuff and start building an independent, even though it takes out money, because you need to stop that. You need to start building an independent fan base and stop relying on this swamp shit. I'm telling you the same thing I'm telling her right now. She's been building it, and so have you, in a way, but you need to pressure that more. You can't be having this first week shit like this. This is bullshit. You need to start attracting, the Christian stuff, but that's swamp stuff. You need to be independent of all that shit. You need to start, you need to follow your instincts, because she's right though. This is different. Never mind. You're doing fine. Okay, TV is very different, and you have good instincts. Never mind. TV is very different from what Whitney Cummings is doing. Okay, you need to do nothing. You need to stay alive. You need to stay alive. Use your instincts and ignore what I say. However, be wary of any live person in your inner circle who pressured you against your instincts otherwise to take down that post, and who has some power over your finances, bookings, etc. Because like the online bots, they are in the process of imploding financially as well, and will have zero swamp money coming in soon. The difference being the online bots are not nearly as much of a security threat to you as the live person in your inner circle telling you to take down that post. Okay, same with you, baby girl. So I'm backtracking on that. But maybe it's the opposite though. You show weakness. I don't know. You have to balance it though. You show weakness to these people and you're just going to attract more swamp people, and it just gets worse. It just gets more dangerous than you think. So it is a time to stand up to them, I think. But use your instincts. Just throwing spaghetti against the wall, you know the drill, onward. Other than the problem of getting the ball to that section of the stadium, it's possible. Oh, she went over that. Remember that Karen they were calling her with the ball? That lesbian lady? That was because that's because the lesbians are bubbling up and are flipping. The lesbians are flipping against the gay Nazis finally. Yay, it's going to happen eventually. But so the narrative came out against lesbians and they were calling her a Karen. That was all planned. Somebody paid them. They were actors, I think. Other than the problem of getting the ball to that section of the stadium, it's possible the fakers had a white lesbian Karen and a non-gay family guy set up in various relatively empty parts of the stadium. Uh, I mean, it's true they could have done this, or it's true, the games are rigged, but they were waiting for the home run over there. It was pretty empty. I was pretty sure that whole baseball thing was staged. The white lesbians like Rosie are finally turning on the gay white Nazis, is my take. And this was the attempted backlash against lesbian Rosies, like the aggressive white lesbian Karen and that versus the weak non-gay family man giving in to the bald lady. The gay Nazi swamp a-holes are almost out of money to pull this crap off anymore. And the crap they are putting out now doesn't even work anyway. You said it, though I didn't follow the story since it dropped like a fly off my For You feed at X. Out of money. No side won in the end, apparently. Apparently they were having trouble guiding that narrative too. Bought gay Nazi narratives online aren't working anymore. Just hang in there. That's all you have to do. Gays are losing their grip on the non-gay dumbass moron's penis for the first time in human history. It's a great time to be alive. The fact that my last post here remains up is helpful. Says what I suspect, which is the Jewish half of the religion swamp is weakest of all right now. Compare with the post I did on 9/11, exposing the GOP half of the defense contractor swamp, which YouTube took down in an instant. And we are, at least have the helpful information that the GOP half of the defense contractor swamp is currently more powerful than the Jewish half of the religion swamp. Good news for you, Whitney, since the Jewish half of the religion swamp has the most control over your career. But you appear to be almost completely free of them other than that fake backlash they bought over your child trauma post. Anyway, I was just coming over here to say you are cracking me up on the Montel Williams dating Kamala Harris stuff. Just fantastic insight on the fact that guys can't be paid off to be kept quiet about sex because they want to brag. They want bragging rights over who they slept with, especially if it's a big name celeb. So she's good at what she does. She is good. I like going over there and watching her. She comes up with stuff that's great, and she's fine, but you need to keep separate from that, baby girl. I think both of you, though, you need to start standing up to the gay Nazi shit, the swamp shit. Okay, you need to stand up to that. I'm thinking if you're on the fence with that, I think it's gonna be more dangerous if you don't. Okay, so that from now on I'm not gonna leave those. I'm gonna leave those, but I'm gonna post them over here. So anybody wanting to see any of my comments, including me, you don't have to come over here or look for them. Okay, I'm just gonna read this one. So baby girl, I'm gonna repeat this. I am still. Well, let me see what I said. I love reading myself. I haven't done this in a while. Hang in there, boo. A million moving parts. Sorry I kind of left you hanging on Jimmy Kimmel. Like Jimmy Kimmel, I said in one video, bye, you're not coming back, you piece of shit. Good riddance, like Stephen Colbert. And then he came back, and I felt like, oh, as soon as I show any sign of being wrong, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Like they come down on my boo, they come down all over the place. And I just left her hanging over there, and they probably came down, and then all of a sudden Trisha was on my For You feed crapping on Trump, and she never says anything. She's never said anything in a billion years about what her political views are, and all of a sudden she's this left-wing Trump hater and religion. Like, what was it? She said Trump something, and then she was cheering for Kimmel coming back. What the fuck? Like, it was just like, what? Oh, well, whatever. I know. Okay. I mean, that could have been real, but I kind of doubt it. Like, you don't want to be right next to Kelly doing any kind of. She's Johnny freaking Carson. Oh, well, I'm trying to make her into Johnny Carson, which she's been fine lately, but, you need to get. You can't do that, baby girl. Now, if she was pressured, that's bad news. It means I left you guys hanging. I'm sorry. I kept getting posts from poor Trisha on my For You feed at X, crapping on Trump. She didn't crap on him, but she said she couldn't understand how anybody Christian could follow somebody who's so not Christian. Actually, that was pretty good, because she doesn't crap on Trump. He's not Christian. And what was it? Oh, when she's cheering Kimmel coming back. what are you guys up to? Are you guys involved in like 40 chess moves? Okay, I didn't like. I don't want to see Trisha saying any political statements on my For You feed. Okay, just that I don't want to see that. Is what I'm saying. Okay, but if you are, it's just one extra piece I don't want to have to think about. Okay, it just felt like a security threat when I saw that. Okay, just. Oh. I'm sure the tobacco swamp gay Nazi a-holes at CMCSA Comcast are now strutting around with a newfound power rush, forcing crap like this on you. It was a security. Trump. I did chew out Trump on here, kind of like, or just talking to the room if he's listening. I said, when I saw that with Trisha, I said, that bullshit where you take him out and then you put him back. Yeah, I know he's in control of that because he's wheeling and dealing at CMCSA. I said that before I thought about it. I said, why are you doing that? You're putting a lot in me. Somebody's going to shoot me now. They get this surge of power and they think they can get away with shit now. And Kelly, I think it was a security. I thought it was a security problem when he did that. You don't take Kimmel off and then put him back after I back you like that and say Trump is doing this and Kimmel is gone and then he puts him back up and it looks like I'm out of touch. It just puts me in a weak position and it puts Kelly, everybody I'm trying to protect, in a weak position. So I had a bit of a fit, but then I thought about it and I thought, no, this is better because he's going after bigger fish. I think Trump is protecting you, baby girl. So that's another thing, as I calmed down after that. Forcing crap like this. Just do what you can to roll with it. Allowing Kimmel to come back until his contract expires. That makes more sense. He'll go out with Colbert, which absolutely will not be renewed. Was a deal Trump made to allow cover for Disney when they because I saw this article when they torpedo California. Why is Fubo? What is Fubo? Allow for Disney when they torpedo the NFL deal that Disney desperately wants out of now. That the NFL, ESPN. I was putting up stuff about NFL there and how fake they were, and I think that being exposed as the second as a massive tobacco swamp money drain. The NFL is that they are. Now, not that they don't have good product and that they make good plays and just like the WNBA, but they are a money dump until you guys can purge those gay Nazis out of there and stop the freaking game rigging, stop the whatever. And even then, how are you gonna stop the brain injuries? It's so bad, you guys. I love some of the plays and I love football, but it can't mesh with all the brain injuries they're getting. When I was watching my son and those high schoolers and they clanked, it just takes one huge hit, and there were a lot of them getting hit all the time with the head. I mean, unless that's fake, that's gotta be some of those plays they make. But you could do that in flag football too, I guess. I don't know where it's heading, you guys. I just can't stand it. And now with all the freaking rigging, I think a lot of people are losing interest and they have to do the game rigging for the gambling. That's the only reason why. In the halftime shows, desperately wants out. Tobacco swamp money drain that they are. Hey, we saved Kimmel, but bad Orange Man bad, caused the ESPN deal to crumble. Is what they just need an out. Darn shucks, we really wanted that deal too. So he's giving them a cover in case they want out of that deal. They could say that Trump caused it, something like that. He's very good with deal making, and you better believe he's on top of this. You better believe if he doesn't, if that was some deal. He had this all planned. The crumbling of that deal is 100 times more important in accelerating the tobacco swamp implosion. Oh hell yeah, NFL's way bigger than freaking stupid Kimmel. Nobody's watching anyway. Somebody said, Whitney Cummings said he just completely cut the knees off of Kimmel by letting him come back. Like, nobody cares. Like, he's already he's just a drain, and nobody's watching him. If he had gone to YouTube, he would have pulled off a Tucker Carlson or like a hero. But he went back, and nobody cares anymore. It's like whatever. I mean, she had a good theory about that, something like that. The crumbling of that deal is 100 times more important. He is the pre-propaganda, though Page 6 doesn't know this. When they had an article about it, Disney had to choose between Kimmel and the NFL, and if they chose Kimmel, the NFL deal would fall through, so we'll see. Shooting for this weekend for the promised Boo Security video, that was last weekend. Good news is I'm not getting bad vibes. I'm kind of not, except, a little bit with the Trisha stuff. So that's probably why so late. Oh, and the other thing was I was starting to go over it. I'm starting to find the old videos, and I found something that I should have mentioned almost immediately. If you guys are trying to find the people behind the people related to or behind who killed Brett James, I wanted to get out ahead of something really quickly and say this person and catch them, but I'm still gonna get that like as a possible connection, and my timing, obviously, since I forgot about it, it could be better to wait until I do all that stuff. It's not a big deal. Good news is I'm not getting bad vibes. Might be a good time to tell the Nazi pieces of shit to stick it, actually, if you feel like it. Might be safer now to do that, as they seem to be pouncing on any sign of weaknesses of desperation. If that's what happened with Trisha, you guys, like, it's time to say no. Won't be much longer now, though, either way. Trust your instincts and hang in there, onward. That's the same message I'm giving you today, Boo, if you've gotten this far. And then, oh, the last one. I used to go here to leave messages for the WNBA people and for my fever people, and I didn't know I wasn't getting this video out fast enough. I did not realize this. Do not poo-poo this. 2 days ago, remember? I was making a video, and then it dawned on me that they could try to injure Lexi Hall. And I said, shit, I need to get this out now. So I said, hey guys, long time no speak. I just finished a video that is so long it will not be uploaded in time, where I put up a warning that somebody from the Aces may purposely try to take Lexi Hull out so that she is not available for the next game in Las Vegas. The idea is to make sure there are heavy odds against the Fever winning, and then the game will be rigged for the Fever to win. Just throwing spaghetti against the wall, it's not a very strong vibe, but if they do it, they will do it in the second half, so I hope you see this and do something about it. The other thing that dawned on me is I was going to look to see, let's talk about this, the WNBA. Remember I said the Connecticut Sun broke up and then all the riggers went everywhere, and I didn't realize Alyssa Thomas was on that Connecticut Sun team. I called her a rigger over at the Phoenix Sun, but she came from Connecticut. So yeah, definitely, that whole rigging thing. And it's possible Dejanay did not successfully go over to the Las Vegas riggers. I hope she just went clean and got injured because of it, or they're really attacking her because of that. But Alyssa Thomas absolutely went straight to the arms of the aggressive. She's very aggressive, and she's very much rigged, I believe, by the Las Vegas bad riggers. That's bad news, you guys. But she's a good player, but so that explains a lot. But I haven't looked at the game. It would be interesting to see a couple of things. In the Lynx game, I said that Alyssa Thomas would take a dive to make sure that the Lynx win. And it's possible that the people who didn't want that to happen, saw that and either didn't let her play or she started to dive. I just want to see what Alyssa Thomas's numbers were like in that game. Like, did she take a dive and then they won anyway because there was she took a dive, they almost lost maybe, but the other people who aren't tanking, the other people who aren't taking a dive and rigging on the Phoenix Mercury said, F that. We're going to play twice as hard, and we're going to watch out and make sure Alyssa Thomas doesn't rig this game so that we lose. And they won when they shouldn't have, and I could have predicted it correctly. They probably were rigged to win, and they lost anyway. I think the Lynx were rigged to win that whole thing, but they lost because I warned them, maybe. That's my next theory. Because I wanted to see in the Indiana Fever if also the same thing, if Nalissa Smith took a dive so that they could win today. Oh, they might be playing right now. But you have to see what Nalissa Smith is doing, because I think the Fever are supposed to... Now, the Fever aren't involved in this. It's all the other players. But Nalissa Smith is going to dive to make sure that the Fever win. And I wanted to see what her stats were on the last game and in this game. And maybe just me announcing it makes the whole team. So Fever, you guys get out there, man. Because you got a lot of people who are onto this. And they are not going to... Maybe the refs will help you out. Maybe they did. But the rigging in your favor is out now. As far as, you guys are going to have to do it raw. Anyway, they're playing now. I just thought about this. I said, remember I said the world revolves around me. I predicted it, and maybe I thwarted it by predicting it. Like their attempts at rigging, like the Lynx would have won if I hadn't said anything. They would have won a rigged game. Okay, so that's it for the WNBA. And then my last comment that was elsewhere. Oh, so from now on, no more comments at the Kelly Clarkson Show YouTube channel. Maybe I will, but if I do, all right, maybe I will keep every day that you guys have a post, especially on the karaoke. I will put my comments. Maybe do a like this one. Great show, Boo. You know I'm loving the weekend. Blinding Lights karaoke, fun guests, and 12 upstanding Texans heroes from the July. Tons of swamp influences everywhere, though, by the gay Nazi a-holes still controlling the Kelly Clarkson Show. That's still controlling the Kelly Clarkson Show, NBC Universal, and Comcast, CMCSA, and CMCSA as follows. First commercial of the night from Peacock, the Peacock rumor is T-Mobile, Jewish half of the religion swamp. Colin Farrell does a smoke ring ad. Now I skipped the Family Swamp ad where she's talking about whooping. And do it right now. I don't care. I'm doing it. Kelly promoting whooping kids or the family. Colin Farrell does a smoke ring ad for Altria. The entire story of the Texas flood was sponsored by the DNC half, the global warming half of the defense contractor. The specific and purposeful ask about the kids singing Christian songs on the school bus by the Christian half of the religion swamp, and when HEB, Christian half of the religion swamp, gave to the mental health grief counselor along with the reps, the Uvalde, that was sponsored by the pharmaceutical swamp in collaboration with the tobacco swamp. Finally, the fact that the HEB found in Kerrville tells me that, like Uvalde, the July 4th was planned all along with it being featured in season 7 opener. Oh, okay. So, your season 7 opener by the same people at Comcast, NBC Universal, the Kelly Clarkson Show, who planned... Okay, I got to read this because when we're doing scripts, a lot of times... I got to read this, guys. Okay. Finally, the fact that HEB was founded in Kerrville tells me that, like Uvalde, the July 4th Texas flood was planned all along, with it being featured on your season 7 opener by the same people at Comcast, NBC Universal, Kelly Clarkson Show, who planned the Uvalde shooting and your subsequent visit there for the Kelly Clarkson Show. Same people still trying to launch Matthew McConaughey's political career from Uvalde on your show onward. P.S. The going to commercial guy being gay, and the what I'm liking guy being a trans woman is not a good sign nor a good look. If urging violent gay Nazi a-holes from Comcast especially from influences on the Kelly Clarkson Show is the goal, whatever. Close enough. I'll get this later. Save it. Okay. If it's... Okay. Bye. We're done. I'm done. I think we're done now. I've read everything. So the next thing I just read those two in here, and I will post. Maybe I'll post these here, so that they're here. They're here. I'll post everything here so that seriously, I don't want anybody to have run all over the place looking for my comments. Just look at this video, like this one, and it's not like this one. This is my Twitter feed. And then from here, I will cite the other videos, and I'll cite that my comments are there. And I'll do that from now on, I promise. So this is Kelly Clarkson, Where Have You Been? Remix featuring LON Visualizer. There's the link. Anybody interested? I get like 3 hits. Like all my videos get 2 or 3 views, but that's bullying. I'm getting so shadow banned. I know a lot more people are viewing this stuff. But you hit newest first, and then it reads like a Twitter feed for me. Every once in a while, there'll be comments from other people, but most of it is just me and like a Twitter feed and the dates in chronological order. And from now on, I will also be putting links to whatever I'm commenting on if it's another video. So that's it. Bye. Living my best life for sure. We'll get the Boo security video up and some stuff about my lawsuit. Very fun. Fun stuff. And I'm so glad we're clear now of all this stuff. We can start working on the lawsuit stuff. Okay, and I can't wait to get back to Grok. It looks like we're going. Okay, living my best life. Oh, you look fantastic. The show's looking good. Oh, I can go watch the other show. Oh, I'm gonna eat dinner first. Okay, bye. Living my best life. Hang in there, everybody. Everything's going great. And Godspeed to everybody coming out the other side in one piece. That's PEACE and PIEC. Talk to you soon. Bye.